What happened? Where's Dev?
I don't know. I have no clue. That's the perfect way to start this podcast.
Wow.
Well, welcome to PSVG. Play some video games.
Yeah,
Johnny's here.
Who hosts when Dev doesn't host?
You're supposed to host, I'm guessing, but
I'm not the damn. I don't want to host.
I will host, I guess, until Dev comes back. Screw it. Hey, everybody, welcome Internet. This is another episode of Play Some Video Games. I'm one of your hosts, Delvin, and with me, as always, is Mr. Eat the Hype himself, Donnie Reese. How you doing, brother?
What's up, man? Not always. I wasn't here last week.
Yeah,
I get kicked out of my own show for black people only recording, apparently. Like, you guys don't let any white people record. So
we put signs up on the door.
Just saying.
Give you a separate water fountain.
Nah. How did you how did you guys enjoy the show last week?
Oh, it was good. It was fun. It was a nice change of pace. I always appreciate the change of pace sometimes. We did miss you.
Oh, well,
I don't know where Dev's at.
Yeah, I hope our listeners are enjoying it. The first cookout got some pretty good, I think, like response in the Discord and Twitter and stuff. The second one, I didn't see anything from last week, but I'm also not in the Discord much anymore, so I don't know. But hopefully it's getting, I mean, I imagine that there'll be more cookout shows to come, so I'm hoping that people are enjoying it. So
yeah,
bring
I do too.
Your ass back to the Discord. I don't appreciate this disconnect I'm feeling between us, sir. I don't like it.
You could just come visit me on Twitter more often.
Yes, like me.
It's just
with me
not
now.
the same.
Yeah, I talk to Dev all the time. All right, so here's the thing. I'm not on Discord much. I'm not like off. I didn't like leave. I'm still there, and I check in, once every other day or so. I don't know, man. I get into too many arguments on Discord, and I'm not. You guys know this about me. I'm not the type of person to just let like some comments go. Like there are certain types of people that can look at like a thread and be like, that person doesn't know what he's talking about, and just let it go. Mm-hmm. I can't, like, for whatever reason, I can't. So knowing that about myself and just some of the constant, I don't know, like it's not, I don't want it to sound like, if like it's targeted at anyone or anything like that, but just the continuous, yeah, just like I felt like for a period there, it felt like every time I shared something or posted something, a news story or an article or an opinion, I was constantly defending it or fighting it and fighting somebody about it. So I was just like, guess where this doesn't happen? On Twitter. I post thoughts all day long on Twitter. Nobody says shit. Nobody cares.
That's
like,
wild.
Like it is. It is absolutely wild. And
I mean, it makes sense because unless you're constantly checking Twitter and you're only following a small enough subset of people to constantly see the tweets, it's easy to miss, where Discord is a conversation. So like you post something, people are there. But I understand your feeling. I just miss you personally.
I miss you too. Period. And I will tell you that the funny thing about it is the longer I've gone away from it, the easier it gets. Like the first day I found myself like just opening Discord for no reason. Like I'm just like conditioned to do it. So I took it off my phone. And I think that's the first thing is if you're tagging me or posting me something on Discord, like I'm not seeing it. I'm not going to see it until I jump back in. Once every other day or so, I'll click in and kind of read up on what's happening and pop back out. To be honest with you, it's mainly for Jeff. Like my Discording lately has just been Jeff and I talking because it's been hard to do. It's been hard to set up logistics and everything for the Steam Deck via Twitter.
Yeah,
via Twitter. So
I do want to hear about that, by the way, because it seems cool.
I haven't got it yet. He's still working on it for me. I'll talk about it in a minute. But yeah, so anyway, if you're messaging me on Discord, I'm not seeing it. I took it off my phone. I took it off my computer. I don't have the desktop app anymore either. So if you're sending me notifications, I'm not seeing them. But as it went on, I don't know. Like I feel like I've been chippier, like just in a better mood or better spirit, So I kind of like it now. And Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna come back.
I kind of
Son of
agree
a
with
bitch.
Chalfie. Chalfie said Discord is whack, too many channels.
I got
I've
that.
That's
never been a fan of
because y'all don't know
Discord.
how to use the mute channel and only subscribe to the things you want to. Like I have a great majority of our Discord channels muted where I don't even see them because
You're not
those
helping
aren't
selling Discord,
conversations
by
I
the
want to
way.
be a part of. No, it's real simple. You be a part of the conversations you want to be a part of. Like I'm not in the Xbox chat. I'm not in the Nintendo chat. So unless somebody pings me, I don't see those. Same with like TV. Like I have like 5 or 6 channels that I actually converse in. So those are the ones I see. It's really simple. It's just you pick what you want to be a part of the conversation. That's all.
I also
for
enjoy
me-
not, throughout the day I would share like all of my stuff on Twitter to Discord just to kind of keep the Discord going. It's been nice not to have to like double post anymore. I freed up like so much time.
Yeah.
I'm so much
get
more
that.
productive at work now.
Nobody cares about being productive at work. That's not important.
So, sorry. I do miss you too, Dev. But welcome back, Dev. You can start the show properly now.
Yeah. Welcome, Internet, to the Place of Video Games podcast. My computer decided to take a crap right as Donnie decided to start the show. I'm going to be having a good time taking apart my computer this weekend because it has been repeatedly doing this. So
We
I don't
forgot
know
to
what
do
the hell the
locals
issue
too
is.
now that I'm sitting here.
I
Yeah,
actually
yeah,
press
yeah.
record on my locals just in case.
See?
Yeah. You know,
I didn't.
shit happens.
I just hit show.
I had the local up, but then my computer died, and now it's not up. I'm like,
It's
well,
terrible
fuck it, we
timing
didn't
too,
start
because we've
with
got a
them either.
line of thunderstorms rolling through. My dogs are barking.
Oh,
Like
crap.
I could lose power and
great.
everything. Terrible timing to not even do it local.
Yeah, well,
Fingers crossed.
Guys,
we gonna get what we gonna get.
smiles aside, I have a headache. It's not like a crazy headache,
I'm
but
sorry to hear that.
it is a headache. So I'm just not like in the right mind space at the moment.
What are you taking
It
for it?
happens.
Well, I mean, it's not illegal. I just took a Delta 8 gummy.
I don't
So-
think that's what he.
Is
that what you meant?
That's not what I meant, but if it works, it works. Shit.
Like
Yeah, that's
Excedrin, aspirin.
that's what I took for it. Like, so I'm answering the question.
If it works, it works.
I
I'm not
took
knocking
some
it.
Advil like 4 hours ago, and it's just not doing it.
Yeah,
So,
Advil never works for me.
I'm
I either
basically
gotta
hoping
take-
that after we record this, I can just go lay down and
Pass
go to
out?
bed. Yeah, pretty much. That's the plan.
The problem was it was too much Ghostwire Tokyo. You were just so engrossed in your screen
I
that
just
it just blew
finished.
your eyes up. I know. I saw the tweet
Did
because
you
that's
see
the
it?
only place I can find you. You
We're a
son
little
of
late to the recording because I was wrapping up Ghostwire as this was getting ready
Oh,
to
you
go.
finished it. That's great.
Yeah,
I was watching
I'm
the
sitting
minutes
here-
tick by. I'm like, man, I might
I'm
be a
sitting
few
here
minutes
looking
late.
for the link. Like, where is this? And I see Donnie's tweet. I'm like, oh, that's what he's doing. Son of a bitch. It's all gravy. It's all gravy. So, I mean, that's a perfect segue into what the hell you've been playing. And let's start with you, Donnie.
Oh, well, yeah, I'm playing Valhalla still. I finished like the first major, I think that's like arc. I think I'm gonna have like 2 or 3 more of these, but I finished the first major arc, and then when I finished that last weekend, or this past weekend, I was like, well, let's jump into Ghostwire Tokyo and until Star Wars comes out. So I've been playing Ghostwire, and I haven't seen a whole lot of my friends that are playing it, to be honest with you. I haven't read any reviews for it. I just finished it a few minutes ago. So my feelings on it are raw. I liked it. I did. It was very enjoyable. It's very Japanese. If you're into that sort of thing, I think you'll like it a lot. Technically, it's a beautiful game. Might be my favorite example of ray tracing to date. Ray tracing just makes this game it looks so damn good with ray tracing turned on and
I agree
turned
with
all
that.
the way up. This would be a game that I would even consider playing at like 30 frames a second with ray tracing if you had to. Just because it loses, I don't know, like an extra pop when it's turned off. Like when it's turned on, I'm like, this is one of the best games I've ever seen. When it's turned
That's how
off,
I felt
I'm like,
about Ratchet.
this looks like a video game. It just looks really, really, really good. I beat it in my Steam time said like 10 hours. And I didn't do maybe half the side quests. I started doing them. They just feel like busy work. I know
Not
that
good.
That's what That's what I've been hearing. Yeah.
I know there's one that's very story specific, and I went and sought that one out. But the rest of them, most of them just felt like busy work. And I mean, you do farm materials that you need. So like when I felt like I needed or wanted to do those upgrades, I would go do one or two and then go get the upgrade and then just stop doing them. In my 10 hours, I will tell you this, it felt long. It felt like a long 10 hours. There were definitely periods of time where I was like, man, like, I don't know if I want to finish this. Like, will you get on or something? But then you would hit these points, man, where it would get super weird and crazy in the best of like Shinji Mikami, like old school horror ways, where a bunch of eyes would follow you on the wall, or you get like a bunch of like dimension glitching stuff from other worlds popping into your world, and your world or like control, like you're going down a hallway and the hallway shifts and changes, and all of a sudden you're going upside down, then you're going down, then you're going up, you know, like some control type stuff. Walking down the streets, and all of a sudden like the paint, like the street lines on the street start lifting up and waving, or the rain just starts going from down to up and everything starts floating up into the sky versus like just really weird, like creepy, not, I mean, horror definitely falls within the genre, but more like creepy type stuff than, you know, jump in your face, scary type stuff. But that was the stuff that kept me in it, was just that weirdness. And I was just like, I want to keep playing, even though like what I'm doing right now at the moment just felt really fetch questy and not in the good way. And I think that just comes down to how much somebody enjoys the combat. You are basically Doctor Strange. You roll around, you do stupid hand motions and shoot stuff at people. And it would have been nice if, on a few fronts, I wish maybe I had more mobility, some double jumps or the ability to climb, you know, ability to dodge more or better, you know, something like that would have been nice. And then maybe to have more melee combat. You do have a punch, but it's just a punch and it's a slow punch. And like I just didn't use it a whole lot. It's not very, you know, it would have been nice to have some more stuff in the arsenal, because I unlocked it all pretty early. And even as you upgrade, like it kind of is what it is. And I mean, it's not, I wasn't enamored with the combat. Kind of just felt like that's what I was doing to move forward.
Right.
Slight spoiler. At some point, they drop into the story. They're like, here's this motorcycle. It has a magic ability that's really useful. Never even get to drive it. It's just there for a cutscene. Was pretty disappointed. I was like, well, this is stupid. Not only is that stupid, you have to do fetch quests to even trigger the cutscene. Like you have to go do stuff to make the motorcycle work that you don't even get to drive. I was like, what the fuck?
What is the point of that?
Yeah, so there's like a lot of stuff like that. It's fetch quests. You do a lot of the same stuff over and over again. I was there for the scripted moments, which there weren't enough of. Oddly, for an open world game that's only 10 hours long, honestly, it feels linear. I played it linearly. I feel like the game would have been better if it was a linear game, but it probably would have been 4 hours. Like, I feel like maybe that's why it's not. The ending, though, is beautiful. That's and I think there's a pacing issue here, because I wish they had done a little bit more to lead you on to the ending. There's so much about all the characters that's told in the last 10 minutes of the game, which is cool, because when I was there, I was very captivated in, you know, in what was going on. But it just makes me feel like the first thought I had was, I wonder how many people will get here, because I didn't know half of it until you get to that point. I mean, there's just a lot of reveals. It's a lot of like, and this is why you're doing this, and this is why he's doing that, and this is how it all ties together, and here's what's going on. I wish there was a little bit more throughout the story, a little more breadcrumbs at least, if not, you know, some actual storytelling throughout the 10-hour campaign to get you to that point. But it was a very beautiful ending. It's a lot of like contemplating life and grief and like acceptance of your mortality and that type of stuff. Obviously, with the Japanese culture spin on it and all that entails, I do think this is a beautiful rendition of Japan. Was it the Tower of Tokyo, which was awesome. I mean, just you saw some of the screenshots. The screenshots are really nice. I mean, it's a really pretty game. So yeah, I liked it. File it in another Shinji Mikami joint. I mean, it's what he does, right? Dino Crisis, Resident Evil, Evil Within. You know, he's a legend,
Wow.
and I love all the
I've
stuff.
never played.
Really? You've never played a Shinji Mikami game ever?
No.
It's Dev. He's
Beautiful
I'm
Joe?
not No.
No Dino Crisis, no Resident Evil.
No.
Resident Evil.
I played the very first Resident Evil. And that was
Okay,
it.
well,
That was
that's
enough
him,
to let
yeah.
me know I'm not a fan. I mean,
okay.
I didn't play very long. Played maybe.
He did
an
Devil
hour.
May
I was
Cry.
like,
He's done like
He
so
got
much.
to the
Devil
part
May
where the
Cry,
zombie bit off the guy's head and just ran out the room and never touched it again.
No, I got to the part where I realized the mobility sucks and I don't want to play this
Those
anymore.
tank things. Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't.
Shinji
I was like, I can't
Mikami
do this.
is a legend,
thank you.
and you know, I don't think this is in his best works. John 32 writes, if you had to score it, probably
7.
like
It's fine.
7.5.
That's the same thing I had. I think I said that on did I talk about this on XP?
Are you playing it?
Yeah, I've been playing it. Yeah.
Hey, oh, so have you finished it?
No, I have not finished it.
Oh, okay.
I'm like 3 hours in. Everything you said
why
is
is
all
it- Why is it not in your what you're playing, Delvin? What
I
the
think
hell?
How do you
did I talk-
score it? If you just played it.
I played it like for 3 hours. I'm like, ugh, this. Did I talk about this last week, or did I talk about this on XP?
Yes, John said you talked about it on XP. Yeah.
Yes, that's what it was. Yes, and it's like I said pretty much the same thing you were saying. I was almost the same thing to the T.
Yeah.
Well, if you don't want to finish
funny.
it,
It just came out and like you didn't hear anything else about it. I was like, oh, it released and crickets.
if you don't want to finish it, I would at least tell you to watch the ending on YouTube.
I'm going to finish it. It's just that I made a promise I'm going to finish Horizon first completely, and which is weird. I'm almost like I probably can platinum Horizon. That's how many side missions and things I've done.
Nice.
And it's not like I was trying to do it. It's just that I've done so much stuff. I'm pretty much at that point. Well, okay, you can probably platinum this game. So I'm like, let me focus on platinum and finishing this game first before I finish anything else of any substance. Like I'm playing Lego Star Wars as well and things like that, but that stuff won't take away from Horizon. I feel like what it's called will take away from Horizon. So I said, let me put this on the side for a little bit till I finish Horizon.
Okay. Well, again, I think this game, for all the things that it doesn't do, it does atmosphere and then some. Like I said, it's a beautiful rendition of Japan and Shibuya, and I love the villains, like just their look, their getup. The villain has, I'm trying to think of the right word. I mean, like his motive. He has motive, which you find out, which I definitely enjoy, and like you do get to piece some of that together by the end. But like just the whole atmosphere that they set with this world of like, there's been like this, I don't know, like everybody just disappears, right? Like a rapture.
Yeah.
Right. And like everybody's just, their souls are like all over the city and they're being captured by these ghosts. And it's just a really cool, like the Evil Within is great, actually. The first one I think is amazing. The second one, I still haven't finished. I've never finished the second one. I just don't think it was as good. I just wasn't as enamored with it. I should though. But those games technically aren't as good. Like even on last gen hardware, they feel old. Like when they came out, they felt old, right?
Yeah,
And
I agree with that.
this is such a step up in that regard, from like the world building to the atmosphere to the graphics to the performance, like such a step up from what they've done in the past, I think, or at least recently, like in the last maybe 2 gens, that it's definitely quality. It's a quality game. So that would be my thing. Even as much as I love the ending and love several things about it, the whole design of the game though just leaves a little bit to be desired. So
Let me ask you this: What did you think of the grappling system? How it's implemented?
I didn't mind it. I do like that the world has scale. The moment, so Dev, when you walking down the street, there are like these griffins that float above the air, like in the sky. And if you see one, you can target it and it'll throw you up to like the roof. But they're only in certain places. But once you're up there, you can fly around. The first time I encountered it, I was like, man, if they like put this in third person and just speed up the mobility some and give you some jumps, this would be a badass like Infamous game. Yeah. Like that's like the moment, like it was just like a little bit. I was like, this would have been really cool this other way. Like take away the magic, give me a sword, and like do third person, but like kind of Infamous with all the horror stuff. And like now we're talking. That would have been great. The only thing that I don't like about it, and this actually is a pretty heavy con, I even went through the menu and tried to turn it off, is that these griffins just squawk constantly whenever you're around them, and it's annoying as fuck. Yeah. Like they're just up there, just like rah, rah.
That's how you know they're in the area, so you can go up on the roofs. Yeah.
And having played the game for 10 hours, I think in hour 4 or 5, I was like, if these things don't shut the fuck, like it would actually deter me from even going towards them. I'm gonna go down this alley so I don't hear this.
We have found the source of Donnie's headache.
Maybe. Well, I haven't really heard them a whole lot on my playtime today. But it's a grappling system, and they do hide a lot of stuff on the roofs and stuff. There are a lot of collectibles. Like if you really, really want to canvas like every inch of this game, there's a lot of game there. I could see somebody spending 20, 25 hours do all the side mission stuff. I just don't think they're compelling enough to do. I just don't think they're fully fledged. They're not. There's no writing. For me, a lot of it's narrative. If there's not a narrative reason for me to do it, then I'm probably not going to do it. Unless I just really love what I'm doing. Like that all goes out the window when it's Far Cry, because I just love playing Far Cry. I do whatever. It's just that's the way. That's usually how it goes for me.
I agree. This doesn't feel like that. This feels more like you get to a place, you answer the person's question.
It's not super fun to play. That's the problem. Is that I'm kind of like, I want to see what this villain has. I want to see more about this villain, but like, I gotta play this game for 2 more hours to see.
Gotta find this lady's marbles and give it back to the ghost lady.
Yeah, it's a lot of
stuff like that.
It feels in like the design in the game. It's interesting. As you were talking about the griffins and this grappling system, I'm reminded that there are several times they're like puzzles in the game, but they're not puzzles. Like you'll get to a mission, but you don't necessarily know how to start it. And you can like scan the environment and it'll show you collectibles, but it won't show you like doors or pathways. So you'll get to a building on a map and you're like near the map marker and you're like, well, where do I go? And they don't have like that Uncharted thing where like, here's the yellow door and everything else is blue. Like you do have to kind of figure out some stuff. There were more than a few times where I was just like, all right, am I just going to have to walk by? Like one of these things I had to find an apartment and you get dropped like in an apartment complex. And I was like, well, am I just going to walk up and down every hallway in this apartment complex until I find the door? Now, like the door,
like real life,
right? The door had like enemies nearby it, right? But from where I approached the mission from, they were literally like on the far side of multiple buildings that I couldn't see. So if I'd come from a different direction, I would have seen them. And eventually I did see them. I didn't comb through every apartment building, but I did go through like 2 buildings. Like there was definitely like 2 buildings where I was like, is this it? No, I don't think so. So there was definitely some things like that. You have to figure out how to get up to the roof, and because like the door is on the roof, and maybe that means you have to grapple up to like the 3rd building down the street and then fly your way down and jump, and platform your way up there and find a ladder. There's stuff like that to kind of keep you busy. And I think that probably was more of the more captivating gameplay elements, because I did not like the combat, to be honest with you. I didn't think the combat was very rewarding. It was like a shooter, because it is a shooter. I mean, it's a first-person shooter. No matter what all your stupid hand tricks are, you're just shooting magic at people, but it's slow. There's like a delay, almost like a reload, unless you use like the wind gust, which I didn't use much. That is like faster. It's like a little zapper, but it's also a little zap. It doesn't do, it's probably I think my weakest choice. So I didn't use it much, so it felt slow. Kind of tedious combat, tedious mission design, kind of a tedious game, especially for an open world game.
I agree with all this.
Enough about Ghostwire.
Yeah, sorry.
Let's talk about Star Wars.
Yeah, I played it yesterday.
Star Wars. Let's get
all of us playing Star Wars.
I said
So-
you both.
I
you both.
played the first mission of Star Wars, and then I turned it over to Jack, who then proceeded to take over my computer for the next 5.5 hours.
Oh wow.
He just sat here because we didn't. So did you guys know that there was delayed on Steam?
I did not
Why
know
would
that.
we know that?
You could not install Star Wars on Steam until 1 p.m. yesterday.
That's weird.
Like the
So
rest
that
of the
was why
world's
your tweet said
installing at
finally.
midnight. Yeah, the rest of the world's installed at midnight and overnight and could pre-install. It couldn't pre-install it either at all. It had no pre-install. And it's just like, why? Why is this the case? Why are you doing this? What logic is there? Like, in what world can you not pre-install a digital game in 2022? Like on any store? It just it didn't make any sense.
Buy this on Steam.
So I played the first mission, kind of got my controls, got to look at everything.
Which
and I was like,
episode?
this is
Episode
cool.
1, 2, 3.
We started with episode 1.
Okay.
That's what Jack wanted to start with.
Perfect.
And then Jack played, and then like I said, he took over maybe around 5, played it till bedtime, till damn near midnight. He didn't stop playing. So he's all in. From my little time, I can tell you that it's Star Wars remastered. It's crisp, it's clean, controls well, looks great. Was Qui-Gon always like a different voice actor than Liam Neeson in the game? Because he sounds suspiciously like Sean Connery.
Wait, what?
I want to say they changed a lot of stuff in the game. I'll talk about my half because I'm playing.
This is a
episode
remaster?
7. I don't think it's a remaster.
Well, no, I'm sorry. It's
a straight up remake.
It's a full remake. What they've done is they took the Force Awakens Lego game. They had like done stuff like blaster combat and stuff and done that.
Yes.
So they took that, built on it, and then remade all of the other games. I'm sorry, I'm remaster. I meant like graphics.
Y'all know I don't play Lego games, so I had
because I'm playing episode 7. That's the one I started off with, and I played the original episode 7 Lego Star Wars, and this feels different. It feels like a whole different game. They've added different things into it.
You definitely have, you have more control. And I know when they announced it, they were like, never before seen gameplay. And I had seen some writers say that as well. And I had to remind them, I was like, well, some of the gameplay, probably most of the gameplay is found in The Force Awakens. Like like I'm sure the engine is better. And I do feel a much, just a modern fluidity of controls, I guess is the best way of saying it. It controls like a modern game does. If you haven't played an old Lego game in a long time, they didn't always play like that. Like, this is kind of new. So it plays great. I definitely enjoyed it. But yeah, the only thing is the voice actors. I know that they have like the gibberish like voice pack that you can download, like where they just kind of like Animal Crossing at each other.
What?
I might go back to that.
Because that was the original way the Lego games talk.
Yeah, that's how it was.
They did pantomime stuff.
Oh, geez.
I prefer the voice acting and things like that because there are little funny things they add to it. Like there's a scene in it where in Force Awakens, what's her name?
Rey.
No, not Rey. The bad one, Phasma. At the beginning of the movie, when Phasma's talking to Finn about why he's not shooting, she says the line to him, and then he looks at and he takes his gun and says pew pew, pretending like he's shooting the trigger.
Yeah.
She just looks at him and just walks away like shakes her head.
I've seen that in like a preview. I saw them go over that.
Just little things like that. Just they do in the game. It just makes it just funny. That much.
Yeah,
more
maybe
funny
I'll keep it then. But yeah, Qui-Gon, man, he sounds like Sean Connery, and I was like, did I miss something? Did they recast that? Like, I'm pretty sure that was Liam Neeson.
I think so.
Right?
They probably did.
I'm not a Star Wars guy, but I'm like, that was Liam Neeson. He definitely doesn't sound like that.
If I remember correctly, they were taking actual voice parts from the movie.
From the movies, yeah.
Like, so it was actually the voice actors because it was their voices.
Which makes me wonder, like, am I just not remembering his voice or something? Because I swear to you, I'm hearing nothing but like, like Bond, like Agent. And I'm like, this is terrible. That is not what Qui-Gon sounds like.
I haven't played episode 1 yet. My son's playing it. He probably could tell me better than I could. But I want to say they probably it's probably the same voice, or they probably redid the voice and just changed the voice actor who did it.
Yeah, I don't know if it is or not, but my little Star Wars expert seemed to agree with me, and I think that's good enough. Because when I brought it up to Jack, he was like, yeah. That's not right. And he's watched the damn movies like 100 times, so he would know.
Yeah, the person who's voicing Qui-Gon is somebody by the name of Tom Kane.
Okay.
Tom Kane. Well, it sounds like Sean Connery or like a bad Sean Connery impression. And it's definitely took me like when I go back to play on my own, probably not going to start with episode 1. It's enough that I would like to skip it if possible.
He's also Yoda and Admiral Akbar.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So.
Well, Yoda would make sense. Like I can understand. I've heard so many different takes on Yoda. That one doesn't catch me as much, I guess, as Liam Neeson.
But it's a fun game. I enjoyed my time with it so far. I've only played like I'm halfway through episode 7, and I like it a lot. It feels like the movie. This is kind of what I want to play in these Star Wars games. I want when the Star Wars when episode 7 came out. This is the episode 7 movie tie-in game I wanted. Like all the little funny scenes from the movies are there. It feels like it. You get to fly the Millennium Falcon, and they're saying all the cool lines. It's a lot of fun. I like it.
I mean, that's what they've always done. It's not new.
Yeah, it's not new. It's just better right now. I guess that
it is better.
The right word.
It's better. It's just a polished version of Lego games. You know?
Yeah, I hope they do this with more of their games. Update the
remake
the engine. Yeah, just remake it like the Lego Batman should be good for it.
Didn't we get a question about that?
It just said, "What do you think is next?" So, like, the question came in from Sean Hennigan. He said, "With the Lego Saga finished, what do you think is next for TT?" He says, "With studio sales and many big franchises under their belt, I wonder what other ground they could cover next. Or if the Lego license gets yanked, what would you like to see the team do?"
There's been a rumor passing around for a while now that they might lose the Lego license or have to share it with somebody else.
Okay, so the question is, if the license get yanked, what would I want to see them do?
I mean it's twofold. It's like, what do you think they'll do next? Or what do you want them to cover next? Or if the Lego license gets yanked, what do you want to see TT Games do?
If they keep the license, I want them to do a James Bond game with all the James Bond movies. That would be cool.
Lego 007?
Yes.
Is it first person, or you like a Lego game?
Like a Lego game, which is all the different James Bonds, and that's
I got you.
A lot.
So it's like a kiddie Lego version of Hitman.
Yes.
Okay.
I think that would be cool.
It's not bad.
Trying to think, if they didn't have the license, what could they do? I would like. Know what they could do? I would like to see them do the SpongeBob games.
What?
Because
Lego SpongeBob?
Yeah, SpongeBob or something like that. Because Travis sells good with kids games and things like that. So SpongeBob would kind of fit right in that wheelhouse.
I would want them to just do something original. It'd be nice.
That would be cool too.
How about you don't use a license? How about we let, Lord of the Rings and WB, and like, you've done enough of that. Let's just make a game. I'd like to see what your creativity has in store. Just make a game.
Let me ask this: do you think they could make a game that's not a kiddie type game, like a Lego game? Could they make something super violent and people like accept it?
I don't think studios can absolutely 100% make completely different genres of titles. That doesn't mean that they'll be as good, right? Like, I think a world-renowned first-person shooter studio can absolutely make a 2D platformer. Yeah. Is it going to be as good a game as their first-person shooter game? Like, therein lies the question. The mechanics of what a Lego game is fundamentally is a platforming collectathon, and you can use a lot of those skills to do a lot of different types of games. You can make a shooter out of that game. You can make a 2D platformer, 3D platformer. So I think they could definitely make something else. Even if they wanted to do something dark and mature. Like, could they? Certainly. Would they? I don't know. But I would just like to see something original. I would like to. I honestly don't. I don't think we need them to do something that isn't kid friendly or family friendly. We have enough of those games. The world doesn't need any more damn, shooter, sad dad, apocalyptic games. There's a bunch of those. The video game world does need more family games. So
I agree with that.
Like another family 3D platformer, like maybe let them do like their own, try it like a mascot platformer and let them see if they can create like a Knack, or a Ratchet or something like that. That'd be cool. Let them do like a Sackboy type of thing.
I like that idea.
Because then they would have another franchise that they could push versus just making everything about a license.
It's true. Just looking
That'd
at
be
the
my
games
take.
that they've actually developed, they haven't really done anything that didn't have a license. Like just going all the way back to like Bram Stoker's Dracula. They made that for Super Nintendo and Sega.
Oh, okay.
Like, most of their stuff has been stuff that has had some kind of license. They don't really have anything that has been like their own take. So it'd be cool, let them step out of the Lego, because I mean they've been making the Lego game since 2006.
Isn't EA doing like a Lego sports game? Wasn't that announced? Like Lego, like soccer,
so.
Lego football, like
I have
football,
no
like
idea.
the world sport football game. I think that was like a thing that it wasn't announced yet, but that was like there was an agreement. So I don't if they're not losing the license, the Lego license, I think they at least maybe won't be the sole holder of it. But
I will say this: making your own IP is hard.
Yeah,
making
it is
something that it's really hard. Like,
guess what's harder than making it? Selling it.
Yeah,
like it's
Making and
really
selling
hard
your
to
own
sell
IP?
people on a new IP.
it's difficult.
Yeah.
So
Lord
I
of the
don't blame them.
Rings and Star Wars sells.
Yes.
So the reason why they're making all these games, I guess Warner actually owns the company. So that's why they're using
Oh,
the
okay, that
Warner
makes a lot of sense then.
properties. Yeah, Warner acquired them in 2007. So that's what they've been doing. They've been making all these Lego Warner properties. I mean, I didn't even know this was a thing. When I saw TT, I thought Telltale. I'm like, who in the hell?
I'm completely sorry. Like, yeah, they're Warner Bros. Studios.
So they're Warner Brothers. Then
they
Teen
do
Titans Go
Marvel,
games.
superheroes.
Teen Titans Go would be great. My kids would play that. That'd be something I might actually buy for them.
And that
Teen Titans
sounds
Go.
realistic.
Makes perfect sense.
I would love a Lego City version of a Lego Batman game.
That'd be cool.
An open world Lego Batman game would be dope. I like the Lego Batman games a lot. I really enjoyed Lego Batman 3, but the Lego games overall, like when we're talking about not even Star Wars, but I think maybe not as much as Star Wars. They're so scripted constantly.
Yes.
And the puzzles are very, very scripted. It would be nice to maybe take off the training wheels a little. And I don't mean to not be family friendly, but like I know for Lego City, that was actually something that me and Jack both enjoyed. Some freedom to do anything. Whereas in most Lego games, they highlight the thing you're supposed to go to. They highlight the bricks you're supposed to break. You build them to build the ladder to get to the next level. It's just, it's so scripted. It'd be nice to
It's formulaic.
Free that up a bit. Yeah, that's why, especially the old ones, man, they're so repetitive.
Yep. So Delvin, tell me about Elden Ring. It's Elden Ring check, buddy.
Oh, okay. I'm still playing it. Surprisingly.
How are you playing Elden Ring and Horizon
and Star Wars?
Well,
and
this is what happened.
Tokyo.
Who was it who said 2 weeks ago that I have to play Elden Ring and give an update every week?
I don't know, but that was
I was
the
Horizon because I'm not going to let you off the Horizon bandwagon.
I'm still playing Horizon. Yeah, I'm definitely still playing Horizon. I'm still super far in that. I'm enjoying my time with that. That's a blast. But somebody said I have to play Elden Ring and we can give an update. So here's the update. I'm still playing it. I'm walking around this big, because it's open world. Walking around this big open world area of killing these trolls, whatever the hell they are, troglodytes, whatever you want to call them. I'm doing pretty good. I'm pretty confident right now, right? So I get to this area, and it says, hey, press this button to go down in this tunnel. What's the worst that can happen? I press the button. This giant knight is there waiting for me. And he runs at me, one shot. I'm like, God damn it. So fortunately, there's this little thing you have to pick up that like transports you to like the area right by there. So I go to the area right by there. I go find the knight again. He charges at me. This time I'm ready. I block him. Yeah, got you, bitch. I hit him one time. He one shots me again. and then I say, all right, I'm gonna try it one more time. I go down there. And then I don't know what that was, but okay.
I was trying to retweet our show from the PSVG account and I accidentally clicked a link instead of the retweet.
Oh, okay.
Terrible.
So I go down there. I dodge him. I actually do pretty decent. I get him down like halfway. Then he kills me. But so I'm still enjoying the repetition of it. Feeling like I'm getting better and learning.
Sounds
and
like
losing and feeling.
sounds like a ringing endorsement.
Yeah, I
You're
told
really
you,
selling me on it, man.
Wasn't gonna be pretty.
I mean,
the game is
Elden Ring.
nice.
I'm just how long before he's like, all right, enough of this. I'm trying to
surprised
figure
that
out where
hasn't
the
happened
breaking
already.
point
I will say
is
this:
where it is for him.
How much did you actually play it this week?
only played it today. I told you I'm focused on everything. I played for like an hour.
How long? An hour. So he's only an hour longer than last week.
Yes.
So it could be
I'm gonna
8
keep-
weeks, but it's only 8 hours.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
And
That's
it's
the
8
game
hours
plan.
dying to the same boss over and over again. So it's
He
this
still
is a
has-
different
progress
boss.
He still
being
hasn't
made
got
at all.
out of the areas in the same place.
This is a different boss. The first boss,
couldn't
I
beat
just
the
ran
last
straight
one.
away from. Say fuck him. I just left, like, you're not
So
getting
no
me.
progress has been made, basically.
I mean, I think that is the cool thing about Elden Ring, right? It's like if you can't take this dude, you could just go find somebody else.
Yeah, and that's exactly what I did.
Let's go find somebody else to kill me instead.
Dude, I'm telling you, I've seen some TikToks of Elden Ring of some bosses, and I'm like, what the fuck is happening? Like, just lava coming down the screen on all sides, the ground's on fire. I'm like, how are you even supposed to play this game?
Yeah, that's how it feels. I'm just walking around the world, acting like a scared white girl in a scary movie. Anytime someone comes at me, I just run away from it. It's just how you do it.
You haven't watched scary movies in like 15 years.
Yes, that is true. That is very accurate. I only watch the old scary movies.
It's like since Scream 2, every movie ever made is like all about all the tropes of those things. The white girl is not scared. She's the toughest one. She kills the guy, and everybody dies except for the first black guy introduced. Like it's like every horror movie, every teen Scream.
That's the new
slasher.
generation.
Yeah, they've just been like, all those tropes you remember. Let's not do every one of them.
We're just gonna do half.
Yeah, we're gonna do the opposite.
Madness. Absolute madness.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been playing Destiny 2, of course. 'Cause that's what I do now.
Before you go to that, I want to say one more thing. It's not even about Elden Ring. There's a third game I'm playing, and I'm mentioning this game because this game is an absolute piece of shit.
Wow.
Oh,
It is.
oh.
I don't do this often, but this game fucking sucks. So, as some of you may know, my birthday was last week. Yada yada. Happy birthday, yeah. So,
You're old as fuck. Oh, for the
yes, very very true. One of the games I got for my birthday was Babylon's Fall. Right.
Oh no! So that's
That's
what
the
you were
platinum
putting in
game?
the chat.
So,
Is that the platinum game?
yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
Platinum piece of shit. That's what it is. This game. So,
They've not had a great run since Bayo 2.
I kind of agree. Like, so it's a disc, so I put it in. Everything loads up and stuff. The first screen that comes up, sign into your Square Enix account. I'm like, can you skip this? You can't skip it. I'm like, it tells me I have to create an account. I'm like, don't I have a Square Enix account? So I'm putting in the password and stuff like that.
Have one.
Yeah, because Final Fantasy and stuff. It wouldn't accept it. So I had to sit on the game for 10 freaking minutes, set up a Square Enix account, go on the phone and all that stuff. Like, this is annoying. Then after I finally set it up, and I'm finally into the game, I have to sign all this stuff, the disclaimer that I probably won't sue them and stuff for this bullshit game or whatever I'm going to say. So I finally get into the game.
Like your game should be good enough. Like you should have to have a good enough game to be able to do that.
Yes.
Right.
Like only nines, man.
Yeah. The loopholes they get you to go through to play this trash fire of a game is absurd. So I finally get to the game, and this cutscene that is probably moving at 3 frames per second introduces me to this world. And it is one of the most ugliest, fuggliest games I've ever seen in my life.
But if it was on Nintendo,
it would
be acceptable.
they'd be like, look how great this game is.
This is amazing.
I mean, it's an open world game. They can't push graphics that far.
Oh,
So
the
I'm like-
trash fire that is Babylon's Fall.
I'm like, this can't be that bad. So I actually get in the world. I make my character generic white dude with long hair because that's all you can make in this game, and it doesn't have black. It just has different shades of white. So I'm like,
one of those.
So I'm like, I'm just tan me with long hair. I'm just looking at my character disgusted.
We need to see we need to see it. We need you to share a screenshot tomorrow.
I threw that fucking game. I threw that game at the wall and took that shit immediately back to GameStop. Like, fuck this game. I got so angry at it.
So
like,
who hates you and who hates you enough to buy you that for your birthday? Who was
Chalpy.
it?
No.
Sounds about right.
It wasn't Chalpy. It was the X. But
well, that makes sense.
That
makes sense.
Yeah,
she's trying to give you. She's just tormenting you, even in your video games.
She got me some good games besides that one. But it's
multiple
like
games.
I got a bunch
Give
of
me multiple.
I
games.
got like
your ex-wife gave you multiple. What the hell?
I got like 6 games.
What? I mean,
Yeah,
remember she did buy him a Switch from Dubai.
I got Rainbow Six Extraction. I got
Dude, for my birthday, I get like steak, while everybody in the family also gets takeout. It's not like exclusively me, and I get like a bag of Sour Patches.
I better shut up.
That's my birthday.
This fool's getting games. He's getting a Switch. What are you? You're doing something right.
He's doing something.
Well,
I think
I'm
we
not
know
gonna
what
say
he's
what I
doing.
did.
He's doing
Once upon a
something.
time, I did something really good, and then that really good has afforded me these good things. I can't describe the other things that I've gotten from getting for my birthday. It's gonna sound bad.
That's an episode of So Tell Me.
Yeah, but I got like she bought me the Steelbook of Halo. I had it on Game Pass, but I got the Steelbook now. Sure. I got what's the Kingdom game? Kingdom Crusade that just came out.
Oh yeah. That's the
Crusader Kings? No.
Yeah, that's what it's called. Crusader Kings.
Okay.
That was T-Pain's game.
T-Pain's game, yeah.
Yes, T-Pain's game. That's the best way to describe it.
Apparently him and the world doesn't need more people making fun of Crusader Kings.
I got like 6 games, and I've only played like a couple of them. I got the new Five Nights at Freddy game and stuff like that, and
all right.
I haven't played any of them yet. They all still
Happy
in
birthday to you.
I got a decent birthday, and I got a trip to go out of town. I'm going to Orlando
Decent.
this weekend. Yeah,
That's decent.
Right. It's great.
That's his
nice.
5.5. Decent.
Yeah.
yeah.
It's fine. It's fine. You know,
It's fine. I mean, I guess if you had nothing else.
Yeah.
Yeah. But aside Babylon Fall, it's a great birthday weekend. It continues this weekend because I'm going out of
Sounds
town.
like it.
Going to
Happy
Orlando.
birthday.
All right.
I myself.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Yeah. No kids. No ex.
Gonna have him a Florida ass time.
Yeah. Guess who going to jail tonight?
The question
Delvin's
is,
not on the podcast next Wednesday. You'll know why.
can you afford to go to jail?
No,
You know.
not at all.
That's next level living. It's like I'm gonna get so messed.
Especially in
Go to
Orlando.
jail. It's like it's okay.
Especially in Orlando. I cannot go to jail in Orlando.
We're gonna get wasted.
That's going to be bad. I will follow every law there. Under the speed limit, not in
He's
the house of
following
mouse.
laws that they don't even have.
Yeah. Sir, I will not jaywalk over here. I will go to this crosswalk and be good.
Shenanigans. But yeah, I played Destiny 2, and I actually got to play with Jace and Sean this weekend. He had his
great.
Halo Saturdays, so I was in his chat for a minute.
Got to do something until Halo does. Like, what's going on with Halo, guys? Like,
Yeah. Well, they played,
Guys,
they're getting their little battle
it's
pass
April.
on or whatever the hell
It's
Halo
April.
was doing. I don't know.
like it's not February, it's April now. What? Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt your
Yeah.
Destiny stuff, but the Halo.
No, it's
stuff-
all gravy. Yeah, it's bad. It's bad. I mean, that was the funny thing is like that was their chat while they're playing the game. It's like how bad it is,
was
and
it?
like what are they gonna do? Are we gonna keep playing this battle pass or whatnot? So like after he finished streaming, he was like, I'm gonna play Destiny 2 off stream, and if I don't tell Jace, he's gonna kill me. So me and Jace basically ran Sean through some of the campaign, trying to level him up to get him raid ready. Because Jace really wants to get Sean into a raid because that is like the creme de la creme of Destiny. Yeah, it's a lot of fun, you know. But that was that, and I haven't had time to do much of anything. So that's just been my like, I'm gonna jump into a game for a few hours here and just level up and get raid ready. But I just haven't really been playing much of anything. Haven't had a whole lot of motivation to as of late. Just dealing with some grief. My mom's birthday was recent, My birthday is in a couple weeks, so just kind of feeling all the feels and just not really into anything really. So that's basically been it. My birthday is next weekend. So unlike Delvin, I will not be getting a trough of games,
6 games,
and taking trips. Yeah, I won't be doing any of that.
Oh, I have something I want to add to that. Next weekend during your birthday, I'll be on a boat. My brother taking me on a boat.
Your flippy floppies?
Weekend. Yeah.
Nice. You celebrate for me because I'm gonna ask for bookshelves, and I'm gonna put some bookshelves up to put my knickknacks and things above my desk.
That is an old man gift. Can you give me some bookshelves?
Look, I just wanna finally personalize my space and hang out my shit. So that's what I'm gonna do.
That's a nice gift. Have you ever bought shelves?
I bought
shelves. Don't come cheap, man.
I have a bunch of shelves in my house.
I'd rather have shelves than video games.
Nah, I'd rather have video games. I can play shelves. I can build shelves.
How's that Babylon's Fall going for you?
That game fucking sucks.
Exactly.
That's what happens when
Wish you had a bookshelf instead of that, huh?
That's what happens when other people pick your video games.
That is true. That is true. You make a very solid point.
Like, you know what? Nah, just give me the money. I'll get the game.
I'll
get Elden Ring.
I would have rather got a visual novel than that bullshit.
I would 100%. Like, if I had to bet, I'd give you like 3-1 odds that my wife's mother buys me Elden Ring for Christmas.
Oh
like,
man,
she's one.
Somebody archive that so we can test this theory.
She's 100% that woman. Like, she'll go to GameStop and she'll be like, "My son-in-law loves video games. What's the cool video game?" And they're like, "You should get him this." She's brought me so many of those games. Like, one year she gave me, I forget what it was, but I opened it and I was like, "Yay!" And my wife was like, "He hates that game."
It was Destiny. Yeah.
It might have been. I don't remember what it was, but it might have been that. But I was man,
that's hilarious. So, yeah, I'm gonna put up bookshelves and play video games and tell everybody to leave me the hell alone. That's what
you get a steak.
Good plan.
No, I don't want a steak. I want lasagna. That's what I want.
Oh,
lasagna is like my favorite. So I'm gonna see if she'll make me some lasagna, and I'm gonna chill out in here.
Do you like the ricotta cheese?
I don't know.
It's like the mushy cheese between the lasagna noodles.
However, lasagna is traditionally made, that's how I like lasagna.
Yeah, okay.
But then again, I like it anyway. It doesn't matter if it's pasta, cheese, and meat, and you call it lasagna. I'm probably gonna enjoy it.
I got you.
I'm not super picky.
The only reason I ask is around some weird period in my life. I think when I was a teenager, I suddenly stopped like ricotta cheese. I used to love lasagna, and I can only eat it now like if I can get somebody to make it with something else. And
interesting.
It is weird, yeah. I have weird lasagna preferences that it happened like 13 years ago. I was like, what the hell? I was like, whoa, I can't eat whoa. So
can you drink coffee yet? Or is it still gross to you?
It's not only gross, it's not gross because I've always loved the taste of coffee. And for listeners that don't know, sometime shortly before COVID, an avid coffee drinker myself, just lost the appetite for coffee. What it does is it makes my stomach feel queasy. It's like an acid thing, I think. But the only thing that does it is coffee. But when I drink coffee, it makes me feel sick. Not like I'm gonna puke, but like that queasy kind of like, oh, I don't want to eat that's what coffee does to me now in a weird way.
Question: Is it coffee with cream and sugar, or is it just straight black coffee?
I tried after it started doing it. I tried some creamer stuff. See, I was always a black coffee drinker.
Black coffee guy. Yeah.
I grinded my own beans. I made my own stuff at home. I like espresso. So I tried cream. I tried a couple of cream drinks. I couldn't do that either. I did get down like a cold coffee once. Then I was like, oh, that's good. And then the next time I tried to drink coffee, like I felt sick again.
Interesting.
It's crazy.
So I just stopped drinking it. And I used to drink like easily, like probably six cups a day.
Damn, 6 cups?
I had a Starbucks gold card. It's like I seriously used to drink
6
coffee.
Cups?
I still have coffee supplies.
That's a lot.
I've got like 2 grinders, and I've got a bunch of pots and stuff.
How have you not sold those things? I feel like
things
that sit in your house long enough become trade bait. How are you still sitting on them?
My wife and daughter still like them and still use them.
Okay, all right.
Especially my daughter.
That's why
my daughter. She likes her. She loves my presses. I've got a lot of fancy presses, and she loves them. I think she'll probably take them with her. She goes to college.
Nice. All right, that's been enough of the what you're playing and just shenanigans. Let's get into the news, Johnny. Break me off with some of this news stuff, bro.
Hey PSVG, this is Jesse from The Last of Us Part 2. What's happening this week in video games?
Thank you, Jesse. So we got a new month, as we mentioned, and that means new subscription games. So on Xbox Game Pass through mid-month, you get MLB The Show, Cricket 2022, Chinatown Detective Agency, which is hilarious because I wanted to ask you guys if we swapped like another like Chinatown into that game title. Like, does it bother people? Just think about it. Life is Strange True Colors will pop in there. It's kind of a newer game. Lost in Random comes over from the Vault. Panzer Corps 2 and the Dungeon of Nehelbert come to PC. And then Dragon Age 2, Plants vs. Zombies, Garden Warfare, and Squadrons come to the cloud. Leaving mid-April is Destiny 2, last year's version of the show, Pathway, Long Dark, F1 2019, and Rain on Your Parade. So that's your first half of April Game Pass lineup. It's not bad, right?
Not bad.
Yeah. I feel like
the show alone is worth it.
There's a whole lot, I guess, that people are just most of what I saw about the show is it feels a lot like last year's game. Like almost
Don't
exactly.
they always?
No, but I think this one it's like, but really, guys, it's just last year's game. Over on PlayStation Plus, you get Hood Outlaws and Legends. I don't know anything about that game.
It's this Robin Hood game, multiplayer like 4v4.
4v1. I think it's 4v4 or 4v1.
No, it's a 4v4. It's not a 4v1. It's not like a Dead by Daylight. It's a 4v4.
Okay. I remember seeing this game.
SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated.
That's a good game.
Is it? Damn, that's a title.
That's the remake of the original SpongeBob SquarePants game for PS2.
Yeah. Okay. And then Slay the Spire come to PlayStation Plus. The Outer Wilds World Rally Championship 10 FIA Journey of Savage Planet. Werewolf in the Apocalypse Earthblood arrive to PlayStation Now.
Werewolf the Apocalypse is a generic action adventure game that it's low budget, but you probably find some fun in that.
Isn't it FPS?
No, Werewolf the Spire, Werewolf the what is it called? I played
Werewolf
that before.
The Apocalypse. I thought it was a.
No, it's third person.
I'm thinking about something else then.
Yeah, you could change from human to werewolf. It's a third person like action game. It's ugly. It's ugly, but it's fun to play. It looks like a PS3
you keep
game.
finding all these ugly games to play. You're really good at this.
At
Stingray says the Hood Outlaws and Legends game's pretty good.
Yeah. I mean,
okay.
Is it like Payday?
That might be. I don't know.
I've never played Payday, so I can't say, but I do know in the game, like it's the 4v4 and you're trying to rob something. Like you're playing as Robin Hood, like Robin Hood. You're trying to rob, so you're both going after whatever this treasure is or whatnot.
Sure.
And every player is like playing some kind of class or whatnot. So you can be the dude who's walking around with the giant hammer. There's an assassin. So it's all class based. There's a bunch of different classes, and basically you're trying to steal whatever it is and take it back. So yeah.
Okay.
It looked cool, but when I saw it was only online, I was like, give me like a Robin Hood game. Give me that. I'll be happy. I'd be really happy with a Robin Hood game. That could be fucking awesome.
Robin Hood Men in Tights the game. There you go.
Sure.
All right. Xbox flighted another batch of titles for the Steam Deck, now verified on Steam Deck. Fable Anniversary, Halo Wars Definitive Edition, Ori Definitive Edition, Killer Instinct, Kalimba, Halo Spartan Strike and Assault Gears Tactics, Minecraft Dungeons, Rush a Disney Adventure, and Deadlight.
Huh.
More games being patched in for Steam Deck. I'm hoping they get around their anti-cheat stuff. That's what I'm looking for. If they can, because the mainline Gears games aren't Steam Deck verified. So,
Well, that sucks.
some quick hitters. Lego Skywalker Saga is out, as we already talked about, and had tons of positive reviews. Smashes Lego's Steam record by 1,200%.
Wow.
That was over Lego Marvel Superheroes.
Damn.
Mm-hmm. So I know several of the financial pundits, like on Twitter, like the video game folks, you guys know what I'm talking about, that talk about the financials. They had said that several of the last Lego games were soft. So maybe this is kind of the jolt in the arm that they need.
Yeah, because
Keep the
what it
Lego
was,
games going.
That'd be
Lego
cool.
Supervillains didn't do too well, and it was another one that people didn't like that much. That was before that one. I can't remember the name of it.
Oh, I'm sure.
Didn't that Lego Supervillains game come to PS Plus too? I feel like that came to Plus a couple of months back.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, that one's been out for a while. They've done a couple. They have these Lego brick building games. It's not Traveler's Tales. Well, I mean, we're talking about Traveler's Tales, so that doesn't matter anyway. Never mind. I was just thinking about WB for a minute. I was thinking in my head, it's a dumb thing, but this is where my head is. I was like, wouldn't it be cool if they did like a Lego, like a horror villains game? Because you were talking about villains, and because I tuned out, you were like villains, and I was like, that'd be kind of cool, man. Like Jason and Freddy and stuff. And then I tuned back into the conversation. Like I lifted my head up. Oh yeah. So that's what I was thinking. I had Lego horror on the mind. I was thinking of like a Halloween type game. I was like, that'd be cool.
It's not a bad idea.
See? You know, I got
Kinda
the
like
monsters, like Addams Family type thing. Sorry.
It's all gravy, no.
Remedy and Rockstar have agreed to remake Max Payne 1 and 2. This will be a single title. This remake will be released for PC, PS5, and Xbox. Apparently, Rockstar is paying Remedy to make this game.
I love the first
They
two
got
Max
enough
Payne
money.
games. So
They
I'm hyped
do.
for it. Well, they definitely do.
They can.
I just
They can
played
kiss
these
my
two games.
ass. They can kiss my ass because they didn't include part 3. So they can go to hell. That's how I feel.
Which Rockstar made, right?
Yeah, Rockstar made part 3.
Yeah, I think Rockstar would have to do it. Maybe that's in the plans. Maybe that's what they're trying to figure out. Should we
Just put them all in one single title, like they're doing with this, and just call it the Ballad of Max Payne. Give me all 3 games, just one title.
I mean, I hear what you're saying, but Max Payne 3
I don't
is
think
like
that's
a
happening.
whole separate thing. Yeah, I don't think that's happening either.
I think because Max Payne 1 and 2 are so similar and so close together, and 3 is a vast departure from it in terms of gameplay, almost and everything. It looks different, plays different. 1 and 2 feels like it could be one singular story. 3, everything's different. Max hair's cut off. It looks
it's the continuation, and it plays different because it's on a whole new generation of console.
They did say remake, but I'm wondering how much they might change the mission structure. Because I've just replayed both of these, and I did enjoy them, and I've always really liked them. I like the franchise. But
I still have Max Payne 2 for my PlayStation 2. It was one of the games I never got rid of. I still have it.
Yeah. So I mean, it plays like PS2 games played on PS2. That's how they play now.
Jank. It's great.
Yeah, it's just really repetitive and a lot of the same things, a lot of the same assets. I just replayed this, and on Xbox, it's one of the dolled up backwards compatibility games, and it's really super crisp, high resolution, frames, all that. It plays great. So in my head, I'm like, I wonder how different they want to go, because it'd be great, if they're going to give it like the reimagining, kind of redoing all of it, like kind of like like this Dead Space thing.
That's that does make sense if they're making it just like one title.
Yeah,
so it's just this story put into one game remade. That could be cool.
Just Max Payne.
And then give me part 3, please. Just give me part 3. I really like that game.
It'll be part 2.
Really enjoyed.
Yeah, Max Payne 3 is great.
Yeah,
it was
I agree.
awesome.
Okay, Ron Gilbert will be releasing Return to Monkey Island with Devolver Digital and Lucasfilm later this year. This doesn't excite me, but I know it excites a lot of people.
Yeah, I saw a lot of people excited for it. I'm like, what the hell is this?
I instantly messaged Jason. I know the Flexa kids like this type of stuff.
It's a
I definitely saw him excited for it.
It's cool. I haven't played this in like years, but I remember it being fun.
I tried to get into like when Grim Fandango came out, right? And then they did the other one, which I can't remember the
Full
name.
Throttle.
Full Throttle.
Full Throttle. Thank you. I tried Grim Fandango because I've heard about these games forever, and I was like, this just isn't for me.
The other
And then and then Full Throttle came out, and I tried that, and I was like, yeah, I don't like this at all. And that was it. Like I've never tried it, so I've never done. Yeah,
I'm not pointing and clicking shit. I have a controller for a reason. No, thank you.
Yeah. So I've never done Return to Monkey Island. I hope it's great, guys. I hope it's great. If Devolver's Digital's doing it, I think you guys will be happy. Dev Trek to Yomi's out May 5th.
Yeah, buddy.
Cinco de Mayo.
For that. Cinco de Mayo is holiday time.
Playable on Game Pass. Just a reminder. New Game Plus coming to Dying Light 2 by the end of the month. They mentioned that they're going to fix a bunch of missions and a bunch of patches, but they will give us more reasons to revisit the city. I definitely want to go back to Dying Light 2, but I can't seem to shake my all my new releases. So I haven't really gone back to it since completing it. But
you'll be going back eventually, so
I definitely will. I'm waiting for the expansion. Give me the big first story expansion, then I'll go back.
Yeah.
Unreal Engine 5 officially released. It did the whole presentation. They had some devs come out, but it's available now for any developer that doesn't have access to it already. Crystal Dynamics said that they're going to be doing a new Tomb Raider game using Unreal Engine 5. That was kind of like the big announcement.
That's cool.
If you haven't seen that demo or like that their unveiling of it, it is pretty cool. What is the Gears team? The team that does Gears?
The Coalition.
Yep. They had a pretty good, pretty awesome looking demo. But I mean, Gears has always looked good, so you just gotta imagine it's gonna look even better.
Yeah, they're really good at that.
Isn't the Matrix demo in Unreal 5?
Yep. Mm-hmm. And it was also made by the Coalition.
That thing is insane. Like that's the first thing that I've played in a while. I was like, holy shit, this feels new. This feels like something different. Their lighting techniques are just absolutely bananas. So I think that Unreal 5 is going to be like the real spark for like next gen titles or whatnot. So I'm excited about that. All the demos are pretty cool. If you have a spare 20-25 minutes to just check that out on YouTube or whatnot, it's pretty cool to watch and just see all the different things they're doing with lighting, how they're able to just the engine, like it almost makes you want to be like, oh, let me download this and just try to build something, because just the tool sets and everything are freaking incredible. So I'm excited to see what the games we get from Unreal Engine 5 in like the next like 3-4 years. I feel like it's going to be really, really exciting time for gaming.
Yep. I mean, we know most of this. So many people have always used Unreal. It's been very, proliferate, especially on consoles. And then, most of Xbox teams use it. I'd be interested to see how much, if any, PlayStation teams will adopt it. There's got to be a couple that are at least doing it, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, Forspoken, even though it's not a PlayStation team, that one is being done in Unreal 5.
I just feel like most of PlayStation's first-party team, they do their own stuff. They'll have their own proprietary engines, like Nintendo. Yeah. They're like, it's always weird because an Xbox has a mix, like 10 teams use it, but they've got 10 that don't. I'm I'm always wondering, like, wouldn't you want like a uniform toolkit? But
I mean, but do you want a uniform toolkit? Because that's how we got Frostbite.
I'm telling you. So, but like if you were a publisher, wouldn't you want all of your developer studios at least using the same tool set?
You would think so.
You'd want it to be an awesome tool set, but you'd want everybody to be, so you could mix and match folks.
Yep.
So
we'll see what happens. It should be fun times, and I'm excited. So let's go Unreal 5. Put everything in Unreal 5. Make games easier.
Anything, Delvin?
Looks cool as hell. Simple as that.
I keep pausing, like waiting for him to join the conversation.
No,
He's just
I'm listening because you know me. I know what Unreal 5 is. I every time I look at it, like, oh, this looks cool. I can't.
So you should know about the Unreal logo.
It's just beautiful.
It's going to run like trash on Switch, apparently.
Oh yeah, really 100%.
Unreal has serious issues.
It'll run like a stopwatch.
Okay. Since we didn't have a whole lot of news, I mean, there was some news, but it's not like a very newsworthy. I wanted to cover some rumors. Now I know Dev isn't usually into these, so we're gonna pitch it this way. We're gonna do a buy and sell on these rumors.
Okay.
So we can talk about them, any opinions, but this isn't whether or not I'm not reporting this as fact. Again, this is all just forum fodder. It's floating around on Twitter and stuff like that. So let's do buy or sell. Reported this week in Windows Central, Xbox Game Pass will be getting a family plan. They said in the coming months, so maybe with their E3 presentation. And today, Brad Sams published a video where he said that Xbox is considering nixing Gold and making part of the $15 Game Pass Ultimate tier just the new base price. You just elevate everything to Game Pass Ultimate. Game Pass PC, Game Pass, like all that second stuff, just Game Pass Ultimate, and Gold's included.
Seems logical.
So you're buying this one?
I'm buying.
Well, Gold's included, yes, but you can have Gold on your own, right? So they just be nixing that. So you have to have
dumb
Game
enough
Pass
to do that. Why would you have Gold on your own? Just stop it.
Well, you know my stance on this. I've been saying this.
Yeah.
I feel like I've been saying there's so many people today. They were like, just get rid of it. I was like, I've been saying this for years.
Connie's literally been saying this for years.
I've been screaming for years about this.
I feel like Xbox Empire was based on the idea of getting rid of games with Gold.
Yes.
Yeah, I was like, why would anybody who's doing that? And they included Gold, but this would be officially getting rid of it and then raising, the sub $15 tier plan. So, I mean, I buy both of these as rumors. I want to talk about the family plan first, but I buy both of these rumors for sure. I definitely think. Yeah. I think nixing it and making the one price, you just got to consolidate. And I think they have enough subscribers now that they feel like they'd probably stay. So you're monetizing your own base. And then nixing Gold, obviously, if you nix Gold, you're going to lose subscribers. They're not all one for one going to convert because they've got people that are just on it and probably don't even know they're on it.
Yeah.
Right. Like they subscribed to it years ago and forgot all about it. So we know that they've got way more monthly active users than they even have consoles, sold. So like, obviously some people are just hanging around. So if they nix it completely and just shut it down and, they don't automatically transfer everybody over, they're going to lose some subscribers. I think they'll lose some subscribers anyway. But in the end, which I've always argued, net positive for sure.
Yeah, 100%.
Yep. You just got to rip this Band-Aid off. I don't like a big part of Phil Spencer's kind of appearance or persona has been like for the gamers. Like we want to do everything that you like, we're going to get rid of all these extras. There's no Connect, no TV, like just you. I think like the whole online not being free is a major like slap in the face of that. Like still paying for online, even if it's included in things like that. Like trying to make that as like a sales pitch, especially for free to play games, which they did roll back on. But I just think in general, their whole PC like leaning doesn't fit kind of their persona. So I've always been like, you need to rip the Band-Aid off and get over this hurdle so Game Pass can take off.
Yeah.
Logical to me.
100% agree. I feel like they tried to do that by hiking up the price to where people were like, all right, we'll unsubscribe.
They
so
did.
Be like, we don't have enough subscribers. Let's get rid of it.
Yep.
They should just get rid of it. You don't need to do it. Just get rid of it.
I think if they'll probably offer like a day and date conversion. They'll probably push it on people's consoles. And I would wonder if they would go as far as, I don't think they can because the terms of agreement would be so different. Like the price is just so much higher. So they can't just automatically convert people. They'll have to force a conversion. But I'll put it this way. I'd rather have Game Pass last reported number was what, 25 million?
Sure.
Okay, so that's how many subscribers they had. They had 20. I think the last reported numbers, they had 25 million subscribers. I don't know what their Xbox Live numbers are, but I know they're high. So let me just be safe. And let's just say it's 70, right? So I would rather have 50 million Game Pass Ultimate subscribers than 25 million Game Pass subscribers and 70 million Games with Gold subscribers.
So as of December 2020, Gold had 100 million subscribers.
Okay. But Game Pass is at 25.
Game Pass 25 million.
Right.
As of January 18, 2022.
So if they lost half of that, I think it's a net positive.
Yeah.
You know. because Game Pass generates more money, and I think most people will convert. They'll definitely jump over. Okay, so we're all buying that one.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's have fun. This has been going around a long time. Got your boy Greg Miller in some hot water. PlayStation is buying someone big.
That's so vague. Like,
Sure.
Both Jeff and Greg Miller said they've heard this from multiple sources.
I mean,
and I think
what's his face said they weren't done buying people. So
yeah. I think the hot rumor, I mean, the attachment to this rumor is that it's not an American based. It's not like a UK, USA, North American based company. I think was what they were saying. So
I believe that too.
A Japanese developer. Yeah, it's a Japanese publisher. I 100% buy this.
Yes.
I hope it's Konami. Is there somebody that you hope it is?
Konami's the number one choice, but
I hope it's Konami.
What if it's Square Enix?
Who else is there? I don't see that happening.
I mean, they could buy a ton of. What if it was Platinum?
Again, you got to remember, I don't pay attention to all these publishers and developers. I don't know who's out there. I don't care.
Companies.
I don't care who makes what. I just want to see what the game is. I don't care who makes it.
Konami, Capcom, Square. There's a bunch of them.
I mean,
Capcom
they all
good.
make sense. Capcom makes
sense.
sense. I mean, they bought the rights to whatever the fighting thing is. That is basically all freaking
Evo?
Capcom games
Evo.
anyway. Yeah, Evo. I mean, them buying Capcom wouldn't make perfect sense. Them buying Konami makes sense. Them buying Square Enix, it all makes sense. But who's it going to be? Personally, I want Konami so I can have Metal Gear. That is the only reason.
Yeah, I just want Konami to make games again, and it doesn't seem like they want to. So,
Konami.
And it's also, Kojima's left. He left their studio, so the studio that they had is they moved. Like he kept posting. Like it was all weird timing. The fact that there's all these rumors about Sony buying a studio, and at the same time, Hideo Kojima's studios is moving. So it's like, did they buy them? Or did they buy Konami and now they're moving them into a bigger place? Now they're going to remake Metal Gear, let Kojima do whatever crazy shit Kojima's going to do. So who knows? Who knows? Lots of things in the air all around April Fools, which doesn't help at all.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering, I know that when they were talking, I think they passed this USA UK thing, but I'm wondering if that rules. I think I added North America, and I don't think that was a part of it now. Because it could be a Canadian dev, I guess. Which I didn't think about. Yeah. We got Naughty Dog updates, according to the rumors. If you guys didn't know, a Twitter user has claimed that the multiplayer game, the factions to this Last of Us Part 2, was originally a battle royale, but was completely rebooted. It's now turned to something more like Escape from Tarkov meets The Division, with some old factions influences in the game. It will also include a single-player experience, and it'll be free to play and come to PC after launching on PS5. So that's like the first part, I guess, of this rumor. That's like the report, the news report. What do you guys? You guys buying and selling that?
What's the Twitter person's name?
Right.
That matters.
Yeah, it's an account called, I think, Oops Leaks. The only reason I don't know the account myself, I don't, but it got picked up in some of the news blogs. It wasn't like games rants. So like the blogs we're talking about, that's why I include it. I didn't just grab some rumor, some Twitter account post. No, these are either like heavily talked about, kind of like amongst the reporters on Twitter, or these have articles written about them.
I could kind of buy this one just based on the fact that like Last of Us 2 came out like how many years ago, and we still ain't seen factions. I mean, we've seen nothing of factions.
Right. Not even a really
Absolutely
good
nothing.
description of it.
No, nothing.
Yeah.
We just know that they're making a sequel, basically, or a follow-up to factions.
Yeah, I don't think they
So
even said factions. Like
they didn't. They just said
they
they
haven't
were going
even
to follow
said
up to
that
factions.
is factions. It's the multiplayer game.
Yeah,
It's the Last of Us
Battle
Part 2
Royale?
multiplayer.
The idea of it could have been a battle royale and then eventually rebooted because it's like, you know what, there's so many battle royales, let's do something else maybe, or it just wasn't coming together. So the idea of that makes perfect sense. It's totally viable that it could have been rebooted. That's why we've never seen anything because there was nothing to show.
I'm opening up my Steam library. There is a game that I was thinking of that's coming out soon. That's exactly like kind of like what this like the Division, Tarkov, Last of Us type thing. It even looks like The Last of Us, and I just can't remember the name. But it's on
Last of
PC. It's a
Them.
multiplayer game. It's PC only multiplayer. I think it start, but it looks exactly like what you would imagine, like The Last of Us meets The Division. So
I mean, I want to buy it just because, like I said, we haven't seen anything at all really on what the hell this title is, when it's coming, or anything. So it feels like it makes sense. So I'm gonna buy this with a grain of salt, maybe a jar of salt.
okay, yeah, I'm gonna buy it as well. I mean, it explains the time quite a bit, and it's the best explanation we've been given so far, I guess. When I got nothing else to go with. The other part of this rumor is that the next game is a new IP that's in full production, has a fantasy setting, and Neil Druckmann's not involved.
That
No.
one I kind of sell, because I can't
Sell.
imagine Naughty Dog doing something and Druckmann not being involved. Also,
Oh, that's actually the part of this that I buy most. He's doing you got him thinking the Last of Us team is working on this factions thing. There's a rumored remake. He's got the TV show, and like they have two teams. They do the two teams, and they came back together for like Uncharted 4, and then they kind of like, so that's kind of a part of their studio as well, to juggle multiple projects. So with Neil doing the TV show and everything else sort of going on, I feel like, yeah, they probably want to have, another capable lead.
How much are you doing with the TV show though? Like, I just what is there to do with that for him?
I thought he was like heavily involved. Isn't he?
I thought he was writing it.
Yeah, like he's writing. I think he's on set a bit.
Isn't that shit
So
already done? Like,
no, they're filming today.
Really
There's a
fucking
big
weird.
Yeah,
leak.
You know what that game is.
It got delayed till next year.
But they're still filming. There was a big
they're still
leak, like
filming
a
for
new shot
Okay,
today.
you're
from their
filming.
set.
Ain't the script written? Like, what are you doing? I don't know how TV works. I don't care either.
I don't either. I mean, to be clear, we all don't
Like,
know. But I thought
I'm like, I don't understand. The story's done. We know The Last of Us. You wrote the shit already. Like, are you consulting?
that's how TV
Yeah,
right. They're writing
yeah.
scripts.
Like,
Yeah,
you're consulting, right? You're consulting
You have
on the
to write
scripts
they're
that
not
are
going to
being
shoot
written.
those cutscenes one for one.
that's what they're gonna do.
Oh, I know
Just
that.
shoot- they're
But
gonna
I'm
take their
saying,
camera and
You
aim it
got
at
the
game.
skeleton.
Just
You
shoot the
got the
cutscenes.
skeleton. How much more do you really need to write? Like,
Good
come on.
point. Good
Come
point.
on.
I guess. I think he's I think he's involved.
Hey, Mr. Pascal, can you just voice over this cutscene?
Because he's been doing a lot, like he's been on set, he's been doing like kind of like appearances and writings and stuff with him. So
He's probably doing a lot of stuff with
Again,
that.
I had no idea. I've not. This is one of those things. Like, I'm gonna watch it when it comes out. I don't need to see shit else from it. So it's one of those like zero dark 30. I don't pay any attention. I don't.
I
care.
gotcha.
I'll watch it when it comes out.
but see, the other one is I 100% believe they've got a new IP in production. The fantasy setting is interesting. I don't know if I'd necessarily believe. Like, I want to believe it because it's just so different, but that's also like, I mean, fantasy could mean all kinds of things, right? So like, it's hard to
Right.
pin
That's
down.
what I'm
But when
saying.
you-
What is fantasy?
But when you
mean?
say fantasy, like I immediately, think of all the RPGs I think that most people come to, and it's like,
Yeah.
I don't know if I want a Naughty Dog game in that style.
I agree. I don't want to.
It's not in that. I don't think they're gonna make that game. I just don't want it like in that style. Like when I think fantasy, it's like, is that what I want from Naughty Dog? No.
I play it. I just see because Naughty Dog hasn't let me down yet. So, but it's not. It wouldn't
Okay.
be high on my list. They would have to wow me with that one.
I got you.
Is Dev
Dev's
frozen?
froze. Yeah, Dev's froze. Hopefully he rejoins here in a minute.
It's
But
a hell of a way to be frozen.
he really is. I know he had something to say about Naughty Dog too, but so let's go to our last one. Buy or sell. Ubisoft's working on a new third-person shooter IP. It's a hero shooter battle royale named Pathfinder.
Bye. That sounds like some Ubisoft shit. That sounds like somebody
Yeah.
they'd be making.
The
100%.
concept art that they released, or I guess that was floating around, also just makes it look like a Hyperscape clone.
Yeah, that
just
sounds
like-
like some shit they do.
Yeah.
They love those shooters, hero shooter type things, and
Well, I think they'd love to have one that's successful, and they don't. And that's
Yes.
the reason we keep getting the damn thing over and over and over again.
they're gonna keep trying it till it works.
Jeez. And the last one is just that a new Ghost Recon game's coming next year, which I don't think is really like. Yeah,
that's not a surprise.
Yeah. Yep. So that's it for the news. Don't know where Dev is, but we'll read some questions, I guess.
Is there any question that Dev would not answer?
I don't know, because Dev does the questions. I haven't read them.
That's a good point.
So no, we'll just do some questions.
I have one, because my son, I almost forgot. My son asked the question. I didn't put it on that doc. He asked, my son Delvin Jr. asked the question. Oh, there's Dev. Dev's just in time for this question that he's not going to answer. My son Delvin Jr. is playing Resident Evil 2, right? He likes it. He's enjoying it. He says, what Resident Evil game should he play after 2?
3.
Yeah.
So I go straight through.
No,
2 is his first one he played, by the way.
Yeah, I would. He's playing the remake.
The remake, yes.
Okay, so he isn't not playing the old ones.
Not the old one.
Because if he's playing the old ones, I would tell you to play Resident Evil. So yeah, 3 or 4. I mean, it doesn't really matter. It really doesn't.
I think that's. I would say 4. I would go.
I mean,
4.
4 is the better one. So I mean, that's like I want to say 4, just because 3 was my favorite. 3 is not my favorite remake, but back in the day of the 3, Resident Evil Nemesis was my favorite. But I didn't enjoy the remake as much.
Now that I think about it, I say 3 because 4 is getting remade anyway. So just wait till 4 remake come out and just play that. Yeah,
I bought 3. It on. I bought Resident Evil 4 in Quest.
Oh, how do you like it?
I haven't played it yet. I'm gonna play the damn thing in HD and in VR. It's gonna be a blast.
That should be fun.
It's gonna be fun. Yeah, I'm excited about it. Dev, we're in your question segment.
Ooh, so, I don't know.
That was the first question, by the way. I knew you wouldn't answer. Give a damn about no Resident Evil.
Yeah, Resident Evil 3. Just play the next one. Just keep going down the line. Real simple. Problems solved.
I mean, look, if you want to, Resident Evil 3 is only going to take you 5 hours to beat anyway. So you just move right along to Resident Evil 4 the next day.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah. All right. So questions. Yay. Rude Days. He says, since he wasn't on last week, was curious as a Game Pass fan to hear Donnie's thoughts on the PlayStation Plus revamp. We finally know what the hell this PlayStation Spartacus bullshit is. Mm-hmm. Donnie, as someone who has sold your PS5, still has a PS4, and has gone completely into the PC ecosystem, how do you feel about this PlayStation Plus news? Do you even care?
No. I mean, it wasn't surprising. It was very in line with what was already reported. As you guys know, I was hoping for something more. I definitely I wanted them to do something exciting for the service, just because I think for Game Pass to be even more successful, I think, having PlayStation having a like service would help them. And I was wanting them to do something that I thought as a value was like doing something to be like, hey, we've got Game Pass too, and this just isn't it. So I wasn't very excited about the price or the tiers. I just wasn't very excited.
Yeah. This is exactly what I expected it to be. I know some people are disappointed, but this is exactly to the T what I expected it to be. 100%.
Yeah, pretty much.
So, almost to the price.
I mean, I think the most common thing is that I'm seeing my PlayStation friends and follows mention is they're like the middle tier is the best value. Yeah. And I don't think you've done your service well if that's even your biggest fans are like, just get the middle one. Yeah. It's like, well, then our pricing is a little off. Like this is like market feedback.
I don't know. I feel like the middle tier is like you set the high, you set the low, you want people to go to the middle. I think that's kind of the point. Because it steps them up out of
you want them to be attractive.
What you're already paying
all
for.
Of them to be attractive.
They are all attractive to certain people.
That's what I'm saying.
I feel like
the people that I follow have PlayStation podcasts. Like this is what they do. You would think that they would be in your high
top of the line.
But even them, they're like,
I disagree with that. I disagree with that.
Okay. You disagree with everything.
Only because it's like, look, if you're somebody who's played everything PlayStation, does that top tier really appeal to you? If you already have
should,
a
yes.
way of playing all of the PS games, like you
That's
have a
not a whole
PS2,
lot
you
of
got a
people,
PS2.
though. That's not a lot of people, though.
That's my point. But if you're
small,
somebody who has a PlayStation podcast who's been indoctrinated into PlayStation for that long, I don't know that you really want to go back. And I'll be perfectly honest. I'm sorry. PS1 games, they don't hold up very well. Like I don't understand why anybody wants to go back and play PS1 games. To be perfectly
Not at all.
honest. Like they're just,
I think that's what people found out when the PS Classic released. They were like,
yeah. That's not the gen to go back to. Like,
I don't give a fuck about playing Jumping Flash again. All these whack ass PS1 games.
Yeah, like
Checkers.
they'd be better off just releasing more PS1 games to just rebuy on PlayStation. So it doesn't surprise me that top tier, like people keep thinking they want to play these old PlayStation games. No, you don't. No, you don't.
Huh?
You really don't. So being able to have that middle tier and being able to get like all of these extra PS4 or PS5 games like that's the bread and butter right there.
okay.
No lie. The most appeasing part of that is playing PS3 games. Those are the
The
ones
thing
I
I
actually
was-
want to play.
The thing I was most excited for these rumors above everything else was backwards compatibility. And
What backwards compatibility?
I wanted to see, we talked about it. We've talked about it a bunch. I would like to see native and better
Never
quality and a
gonna
giant
happen.
and a big library. That would have been great.
Never gonna happen.
I'm just saying that's what would have, and that's why I guess I bounced. Because I'm like, that would have appealed to me. I'd have been like, maybe I need 2 subscriptions. But when that came out, I was like, yeah, I have no interest in this at all.
Both the PlayStation, actually all 3 of them are like just not easy processors to actually emulate properly. Like they're just not easy. And that's why you don't see that backwards compatibility. Like in order
Jeff said they're working on it.
Okay, I'll believe it when it happens, because if that's the case, like we should have had it by now. Like you got to remember, to even play
I would
the
agree with
PS2
you, but
games
like you can
on the
emulate
PS3, they had to
PS3
put the chip
games.
in there. You had to put the PS2 chip in the PS3 to be able to play
Yeah, but
PS2
you can
games.
emulate PS3 games on just PC now very well.
It's not good. It's not great. It's not great. It's all of the emulator, all the people who I follow who actually are in the emulation. They're like, it's not great.
It's pretty good. I've watched people playing like almost entire games on PC. It's pretty good. It's playable.
I don't see it happening.
It's pretty good.
When you
good
say
enough.
it's playable, yeah.
Well, I've seen some PS3 emulation with like with upres, like in engine updates and stuff that you can do, just like on PS2 stuff, and it's pretty nice.
Yeah, I don't see it coming anytime soon, if ever. I feel like it's not happening.
I agree with you. I was just letting you know, Jeff.
stop
That was a report. He said that they're working on PS3 emulation. Every time everybody's ever talked about PS3 emulation, they always go back to the chip and the cell, but that's not the case. Like you can emulate a PS3 these days. You can.
Doesn't mean it does it.
And if anybody could, Sony definitely should have been at the front of the line. Like the fact that
you saw how well they did with their PS1 Classic. Let's just
I'm with you.
Stop.
I'm with you.
Let's
I'm
just
with you.
stop.
But
How
that's
long is this conversation going on?
Kill the path. Kill it if you have to. Let it go. Let it die.
I like that path, but I mean, I like what you're saying, I guess, at least for them. But like the standard for backwards compatibility was raised, so if PlayStation just showed up the same way with something like the classics, I'd be like, oh, this is bad.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, like,
close to 10 years.
Yeah, Xbox has always just been a PC, so it's always been the same architecture, which makes it easier to bring it. The PlayStation is, but every iteration previous has been some wild, crazy ass shit. That's why they can't emulation. That's why they haven't done it. That's why, like I said, for the PS3, they had to put the PS2 chip in the thing to be able to play the games.
Yeah, PS2 emulation on PC is incredible.
Yeah, it's not gonna happen.
Okay,
it's just not.
All right. So, anyway, Rude Days. I didn't think it was that great.
Yeah, it's not.
Sorry, it's not that good.
I knew that was the answer.
Was this like the Game Pass, competitor? It's like, hell no.
I mean, that's the thing. People kept they've
Not
said it
even
several
close.
times. It's not supposed to be a Game Pass competitor. So everybody who was looking for that and day one games, I'm like, why did you even think that? Like,
Well, because when it was
why?
first, literally when this story was first ever known and Spartacus was attached to it, Jason Schreier said that they're building a Game Pass competitor. That's why.
Thanks a lot, JS. Always fucking us.
Like the day he
Always.
broke the news, that's exactly how the article was titled: "PlayStation Ready's Game Pass competitor."
This is why you listen to me and not Jason Schreier.
Yeah,
Is
I
that,
said when it
is
was
that
gonna
the
be-
reason why?
Yes. I said it
Yeah,
years
stop
ago.
it.
I said, look, it's gonna be PlayStation Plus and PlayStation Now together. And they're gonna call it some other bullshit like PlayStation Premium or something. And that's exactly what it is.
We should have just
Yep.
gave you Now in PlayStation Plus, like just left alone.
Yeah. Yeah. I've been fine with that. Like, here you go.
Yeah.
Look, I'm sure people are subscribed to it. They're gonna make tons of money.
Yeah, everybody's buying PS now to just roll into that higher tier.
Oh,
until
they're
they
living
cut
that
that
Donnie
off.
life. Nice.
Yeah, they cut that off like yesterday, but you could buy PS now, and it would just put you into the highest tier when it ever cuts over.
Nice.
Moving right along. Haley Zorel asks, how well do we think the summer game mess will be handled this year now that E3 is officially
You've already
canceled?
answered the question.
Yeah, not great.
Exactly. Yeah.
Who announced THQ? We're like, we're doing an event in August. I was like, oh shit, here it starts. It's
Isn't that what
already
Gamescom
starting.
is? Isn't Gamescom in August?
Yeah, I think so.
So are they just doing something at Gamescom?
I don't remember. I think it was August. No, I just saw it in passing.
No,
today.
that's no. You're right. THQ said it's going to be in August, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
isn't that just Gamescom time? So
I think so.
THQ like
Gamescom
announced like
conference?
40 games last year.
Probably.
Like
They
they stay
signed,
announcing
I think they
games.
signed 40 studios last year. Is Gamescom on this year?
I think it is.
I have
Maybe
no
that's
idea.
why. But yeah,
That's my guess.
yeah.
I think it'll be Summer Game Mess, the same as it was before. Maybe a little.
Well,
more
Jeff came out and he
streamlined.
was like, "We're gonna do it all in June," and I was like, "That's not great. You know, it's better, but like that's still not the same thing."
Yeah.
Gamescom is this year from August 24th.
And
to
obviously,
August
you're not right. As people are like, "We're doing an event in August." Like who? So who's going to be all in there in June? Jeff?
Yep.
It's not going to be, you know, like I'm sure Nintendo's going to do their own thing,
As they always do.
but it will be in
Maybe
June, so you
Devolver.
can take credit for it. You can be like, "It's part of Summer Games Mess."
Yeah. We'll be reacting to the Nintendo Direct and Summer
Right.
Game Mess after the Direct.
Have the banner on it and everything.
Yeah. Gamer Christmas, Gamer Super Bowl is officially dead. Who the hell knows what this game mess will be?
That sucks.
Hey, you got Elden Ring, best
I'm gonna
game
miss
ever
it.
made.
I'll read the articles whenever they post. Plain and simple.
I'll miss
I'll watch
those
the
because
YouTube
they'll
videos.
be like every third day. You know, like, you know what they should do is after all of the events are over, he should make like a compilation video and then air that, and then that'll be like E3, where he's just like puts all of the streams together in 1 2-hour showcase that is Summer Games Fest.
Yeah. Not a bad idea. Maybe you should run it, Donnie.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there you go, Haley. We don't think it's going to be great.
Yeah, not happy about that.
I hope you prove us wrong, Jeff. Prove us wrong and make it great. Make E3 great again. Next question comes from Kyle the Pug. He says, which video game soundtrack helps you get into a confident mood? Like if you were working out or going to work, is there a video game soundtrack that just kind of pumps you up?
No,
Yeah, I also, no.
sorry,
know what?
Kyle.
I have an answer for
Confident
this.
mood.
Not necessarily confident, but in a good mood. The Persona 4 soundtrack. Persona 4 Golden, all that jazz music and all the, I guess, what is it, K-pop singing? Oh, Persona 5 is also like that too. I like both of those soundtracks a lot. They're very, very good.
Your weeb is showing.
Yeah. What? Should I cover myself up?
Dude, I mean, yeah, confident mood is where it strikes me off, like working out or going to work. So, like, I have a playlist that I like to listen to when I drive. You know, it's like upbeat, energetic, you know, music. It's not like crazy, but it's feel good, good mood music. I guess that's what I equate to this. And it's like, no, I don't want to listen to it. I listen to video games at work often, but it's not anything like that. It's like background. It's orchestral.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't necessarily have
Like
a
Ori.
soundtrack
Destiny.
to get. Yeah, like I listen to all of that stuff, but it's nothing to like put me in a confident mood or going to work or working out. Like, nah, that's gonna be some rap. Sorry.
Yeah, straight up rap for that. Like,
I gotta get like, you want me to get hype? We gonna throw on rap tracks. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Give me some 90s rap before I go work out. Mm-hmm. Snoop's
Nice.
pump from the Above the Rim soundtrack. Let's fucking go.
yeah.
But yeah, I listen to a lot of video game soundtracks, but none of it is like get hype music. It's more like Donnie said, it's this background orchestral kind of like chill vibe music, so I can focus and work.
Yeah, as I say, helps me focus.
Yeah, 100%. Llama Lavender says, "Have you played the Bravely Default games? I'm currently obsessed with the first one. I can't even speak today."
Yes, I played both of them.
I have not. I heard they're good.
I liked Bravely Default. Never finished it. Probably didn't even play it that long. You guys know me. I played it for, I don't know. That one I played a bit, though. Maybe 15, 20 hours before I bounced. Turn-based RPGs aren't for me. And then the other one that came, I bought the collector's edition and then sold it on eBay for like triple the price.
Profit.
You made a deal off that one.
The Bravely fans are devout. They're like Xeno fans, man. They buy everything.
Heard is very good.
Yeah, I mean,
Sounds like a Garrett Bland special.
yeah, you're talking.
Yes.
Yeah, right down his alley. She should write the RPG cave. This isn't the cave you're looking for.
Our next question comes from TPR. He says, "If Elaine were back on the show now, right? Who? Which show member's behavior on air would she have found to be the most abhorrent since her sabbatical? You got to pick someone."
Why me?
I mean, I feel
Because
like
you guys have kicked me off the show since she left. I'm not even on half the show since she left.
She's used to my stupidity.
Half is two. It's two shows. It was two. And one, it was because you took the week off. We didn't kick you off.
Hijacked.
Yeah. Well, look, Elaine loves me, so it's not me. So it's got to be one
That's true.
of you two.
That's the answer.
It's definitely not me. Because she expects my stupidity. She knows I'm an idiot. She accepts it. She's like, all right, I know Delvin's going to be stupid. If it comes from you guys, she doesn't expect that. So it has to be one of you guys. I say stupid shit all the time. Literally all the time.
Just trying to turn me and Elaine against each other.
To be perfectly honest, it's the real answer is none of us, because she knew exactly what she was getting into when she got into it.
I was going to say, because you were going to say she's not coming back.
Oh, man.
I mean, and that question can just tie right into, where did it go? Did I not put it on here? I did not. Rob 3000, he said, like, what's the over and under on Elaine coming back?
Like over under, like how many weeks until she comes back, or like just percentage of whether
just
she comes
percentage
back or
of
not?
whether or not she comes back.
I
or
got
not.
you. Okay,
65%.
that's a good one. And yay?
I'm going
Yay,
75 yay, 25 no.
So I'm with Delvin. 65 seems more right. I don't think it's 75. It's like, I'm confident this is going to happen. There's a chance it doesn't, but I'm confident it's going to happen.
I don't think
Elaine. Our
I do
chances aren't that good. I believe in her, but like our chances aren't that good. They're
I
good,
feel like,
but they're not that good.
I feel like
You
Elaine's
know.
too good for us.
Kind of.
She loves us, but she also loves making money.
I mean, she's living her best life. She just got a
She
new
is living
job,
her
you know.
best life.
So
Just sleeping in on tops of trucks and shit, like out there, just in the looking at the stars somewhere and sleeping in a van,
Hanging out with feet. Yeah.
foot stuff.
Foot stuff,
She'll come back when she's ready, and it may just be for an episode here or there. And if she comes back, she comes back. If not, more power to her. Live your best life.
Well, obviously that. I don't think anybody's thinking that. I'm just saying we were asked to describe our chances. I think 75%
I'm going with 75.
Too
I'm
positive a description.
I'm going to be optimistic.
I might even go like, just like, all right, I'm going to go like 57% yay. Like it's better than 50. Like it's good a chance as anything else. We're just like slightly over that. That's the edge, and we're just like right over there. Our fingernails are clinging on just above that ledge.
Yeah. His other question from Rob 3000 says, "What's up with the cookout? You know, the show that we kick Donnie off to do. Apparently, you know,
Kick all white people off to do.
That's what Donnie was saying when you came on. We put a sign up, no whites allowed. Yeah.
I didn't even have a say on my show.
Reparations.
It's just like, hey,
reparations.
we're doing this show this week.
Well, you know, I asked and you said, sure, I don't get a say. I said, you do get a say. I'm asking you right now. Like, you good? And, you know.
Okay.
But so.
You could have came and said it.
That's the equivalent of like when your kid brings their friend up to you and they're like, hey, can my friend stay the night? Right in front of you. That's exactly what Dev just did to me.
And I have no chill. I will straight up tell that kid, no, take your punk ass home.
I'd have been like, no, absolutely not. What do you think this is?
Take your punk ass right back to your house. Go tell your mom and daddy I said it too.
Good try. No. But so the cookout is now officially going to be called what do we call it, Delvin? Do you remember?
I don't know. Y'all named it.
You're useless.
No whites.
It's
allowed.
all blurred everything. And we're not going to do it on PSVG because we don't want to kick Donnie off anymore. So we're going to have it on its own little podcast feed. So we'll be doing that because we also don't want it to be PSVG. It's going to be its own show. We're going to talk a bunch of blurred stuff. So we're going to be talking, you know, pop culture, comics, games, movies, music, all that nonsense. Will Smith, you know, it's going to be lots of red table talk, discussion, nonsense, lots of
not the red table talk.
situationships or whatever the hell she called it. So just look for that coming soon. Entanglements, that's what I was looking for. So look for that coming soon.
I'm qualified to be on this show.
You never said you couldn't.
That's the wrong color.
It's a people's show. Anybody can join. There's no discrimination. Look, there are certain people that are invited to the cookout. You might be one of those people. You could be invited to the cookout.
I'm good. You need to get yourself some Canadians.
No.
Yep.
Why?
Sean
Why Canadians?
Put Sean in the cookout.
I talk to a Canadian every other week.
Unless we want poutine or poutine or however you say it, they're not invited to the cookout. Poutine. How do you say that crap?
What is the black way of poutine? The black poutine.
There you go. I've never heard the word said before. I've only read it.
You got that poutine?
Poutine. Yeah, you got that poutine.
We're trying to make these ribs.
I'm saying, you got that poutine. These ribs. Let's go. Just saying.
Wow. Okay, so nay on the Sean and Ryan talk. Look, they'll do their own show, and we'll put the podcast when it launches. We'll put the link in the description so everybody can still follow it. That'll be cool.
Go.
Yeah.
Yep.
Now you guys are adding more shows. Now you're adding external shows. You're gonna be like me and Sean here too soon. We'll have to have recording 5 nights a week. Delvin
has like 37 shows. I don't even know how he has the time to do this.
Well, I just lost one today, probably. That's a whole other story. That was delightfully funny. Boy.
Did you finally get kicked out the Cadillac?
No, it had something to do with Chappie, but it have nothing to do with it. It was the funniest shit that I cannot say on this podcast.
Lord have mercy.
People were threatening to fight people over Twitter. I don't know how that's going to work.
You got them Twitter fingers. You got to get in that Twitter beef, you know?
They're going to tweet some fists.
Got to do what you got to do. I'm going to fight you through the screen.
Send each other violent memes.
One last question from Stingray X. He says, in lieu of the release of Lego Star Wars, which Star Wars character is your favorite? Personally, Boba Fett is and forever will be mine. So, Donnie, we know you don't do the Star Wars. Yeah, Stingray X. Do you have a favorite Star Wars character?
I mean,
Stingray, I hate to break it to you, Boba Fett's not good. Like they literally took
They
away
ruined
the show.
him.
They took his
ruined
show
him.
away from him and gave it to Mandalorian. It was like
They sure
all right,
did.
in the middle of the scene, like, I had enough of this shit. Here, you come back and take over this show.
wow.
We're losing him. Bring back Mando.
Yeah. Bring back the kid. What, Baby Yoda? Bring him back in.
I don't really have a favorite. I like the Siths, but the movies do such a disservice to all of them, except maybe the Emperor.
No,
I
even
can't-
he
The shows
sucks.
do a better job with him.
No, he's pretty.
Yeah,
I mean,
you
but he at least has a. I mean, he has a major role through the majority of the.
You would
movies.
like the Inquisitors, probably. I think you
cool.
would like the Inquisitors and like a lot of the expanded lore, like the real Sith. Like we get dumbed down, like playtime Sith with Vader. And
It's like
and
Darth Vader is
Palpatine.
cool. I love the look,
No,
and
they
a lot
ruined
of times
him too.
in the movies, but like his arc in the movies aren't as cool as he looks. Like he's iconic. and it's
They
not as
ruined
good.
him. They
He's supposed to
ruined
be
Vader.
the most feared person in the galaxy, right? Like in
Yeah.
space.
Yeah.
And throughout his entire arc, through all the chapters, he never felt like that. He's never the most feared person.
They turned him into a whiny little child via episodes 1 through
Yeah,
3.
the
Like they
prequels
just
didn't do him much.
completely ruined the mystique of Vader. Like, just terrible.
Rebels
They did
show
the same thing to
does a good
Boba
job
Fett.
with
They
Vader.
ruined it.
Rebels show does a good job with Vader. I will say that.
Not really. Not really. Like you,
And,
you
like,
can see him
Darth
be
Maul
kind of
is every
menacing,
bit
but
as cool, but he didn't have a great outing in the movie. You know,
they just killed him right away. It's like,
Right,
we're gonna
yeah.
create this dope looking menacing bad
amazing.
guy, and
And
we're gonna chop him in half.
Well,
Yeah.
I don't want to spoil too much what happened with him. Well, you guys probably know what happened with him. There's
I
a lot
know.
more to Darth Maul's story.
Yeah,
lot
but it's
more.
also really stupid the way they do it because they shouldn't have killed him in the first place.
I agree. I 100% agree.
yeah.
Like I said, the extended universe and the TV shows add so much more that the movies didn't add. And
That's
the
the-
movies kind of
Telling you, man, like the movies, like this series, this franchise has amazing villains, and the movies kind of ruin all of them.
Absolutely,
Except for maybe
100%.
the Emperor, because at least the Emperor at times in the movies at least looks cunning. Like he doesn't just lose. Everybody else just loses, like all the time.
I mean,
Yeah.
he does just lose. He gets tossed over a balcony. Like,
But he has like the Yoda thing. He's all through all the prequels. He's got the finals and the final chapter.
even in the other thing, he was getting his ass kicked.
Look,
He
I'm
got
just
lucky.
saying if
he won
I'm-
on technicalities.
I'm
Mace
just-
Windu had him.
he did.
Vader gonna come through and chop his hands off. Like,
I'm just saying, if you had to pick one of the villains, he's got the best resume. All right,
You know who you
Thrawn.
probably like, Donnie?
There are other cooler
Thrawn
villains.
has the best.
I was
resume.
going to say that. Thrawn. You probably like
Thrawn.
Thrawn.
You
Thrawn
would
is
like
cool as
Thrawn.
hell.
Talking nonsense. I'm talking about there are 9 movies. Well, 10. We would count Rogue, right?
Rogue One, yes, we count.
Well, there's more than that because you also have
Solo.
Solo. So
Yeah, I don't
like
count
Solo.
that one. That one doesn't count.
it does count though. If you're
It's
going to
good.
count it in the
It's
movies, it's good. It's actually good. It's
good.
probably
pretty good.
of the extended stuff. Like it's the most Star Wars. It feels like Star Wars. Like it works. But again,
It's
and
pretty
now Darth Maul steps up in that one. Like he's in that, and I want to know where that story goes. That's probably the most interesting thing.
What a question. Look at this question.
Star Wars will get me going.
My favorite
We
Star
were
Wars
chatting
character
on
probably
Discord today.
is Luke, but as of late, it's probably
Really?
Mandalorian. I like Luke. I like Luke Skywalker. I like the goody two shoe good guy. But as of late, it's probably Mandalorian. I did not like The Last Jedi. I fucking hate that movie, and it soured me on Luke. He was such a whiny bitch in that movie, even more so than usual. But so it's probably now it's probably
They ruined
Mando.
him. They ruined
like
Luke
Mando
because
a
Luke
lot.
would have never turned on Kylo. That was so stupid.
It was really stupid.
So fucking stupid.
I
He just
hate that movie. I
They
really
ruined
hate that
everything. Yeah,
But yeah,
my favorite
it's Mando.
character is probably Ahsoka because she's like, y'all Jedi are stupid.
I like
I'm not
Ahsoka a lot
dealing
too.
I'm not dealing with you stupid Jedi and your stupid rules. I'm gonna do my own thing. I got the Force. Y'all can kick rocks. So Ahsoka is by far my favorite character.
I like Ahsoka a lot too. She's awesome.
Yeah,
She's awesome.
'Cause she's like chaotic neutral. She's not
Yeah.
exactly a good guy. She's not bad. She's just gonna do what she gonna do.
Ahsoka's amazing. And it's funny because Mando and Ahsoka come from written essentially from the same person. They should just give him the universe. Like, stop. All this other stuff, stop. Let him make the movies. Let him handle everything.
100%.
Because the bullshit y'all doing ain't working.
I mean,
Anything outside of his universe ain't working.
he did screw up Boba Fett though.
Well, he just wanted to make Mandalorian. He did that to make an excuse to make another season of Mandalorian. I really feel like that's what he did. Because we got all these goddamn politics for that first half of the season. Be like, you know what? Fuck it. Here's Mandalorian. We're just going to throw in a whole bunch of Mandalorian episodes.
We're going to unmask Boba. We're going to turn him into a chump. And then we're going to bring in Mando. That's what we're going to do.
That's exactly what happened.
Wax sauce. Yeah. So there you go. They're our favorite Star Wars characters and why we hate so many things in Star Wars and why Donnie could care less. There are not enough Sith that just cause mayhem and destruction and murder things. That's what we need. We need more Empire Strikes Backs where the bad guys are just running the ship. Let's go.
I mean, if you're going to be scared of them, if they're going to be a galactic threat. If anything, the Rebel Squad, is like through history, it's like a bunch of bullies. These people keep building industrious stuff and they just keep blowing the shit up. Like it's just like that's basically
they just blew up way more planets
of the whole series.
If you're gonna build a planet blower thing that can just blow up planets, just keep blowing up. Why are you stopping? Just start blowing up all the planets.
Stars are made with good heels. Have a good face, you need a good heel.
Yeah.
That's the whole point of conflict.
Unfortunately, the Empire is a bunch of jobbers. That's all it is.
Apparently, just the eaters of Pin over here with the Sith, man. Jeez. The Buffalo Bills of Star Wars.
Yeah. You had some good mystique with Snoke. We had no idea what that was, and you just
cut that motherfucker right in half.
Like, just so stupid.
I wanted Kylo to be cooler too. I mean, for that much.
I was so excited after episode 7. They just screwed that up. I was so hyped.
I was trying to think, like, Vader. So he does like the younglings thing, which I guess was like the shock and awe moment for Vader. But like Vader doesn't have like a great moment. I think Vader's like best moment, like in the movies, maybe like when he chokes that dude out at the table.
That was cool.
Yeah, like
the Rogue One moment's cool. The Rogue One moment's cool.
Yeah, when he shows up and just murders everybody, but then they kill it by him being like, "I killed her." No, like you just ruined Vader. You ruined him. You ruined him.
The Rogue
and the
One
prequels ruined him before, like just terrible. Okay. So like so you've got so Vader, you've got the Emperor who is at least cunning and behind the scenes. And then who's the next one? Like Maul's the coolest, but like I think maybe General Grievous got more screen time.
I like General Grievous.
Yeah.
I like
it's like where did Grievous even come from? He just showed up with a bunch of lightsabers one day.
He's just a ridiculous. He's like something a kid. He's like something a kid would make.
It's like, where did you come from?
It's like they.
Why do you have a cough?
They played Mortal Kombat, and then when they got a chance to rewrite it, they were like, "Dude, Mortal Kombat, but droid like 4."
Just give him a bunch of swords.
Yeah, and then they bury his whole like story in the Clone Wars that came on Cartoon Network that nobody even knew about. And, like, this dude has a cough because Mace Windu force pushed him and it caved in his chest. That's why he has a cough, but that's not explained at all in the movies. He's just some weird person that's put into a droid's body that has a cough and has lightsabers because he's been going around killing Jedi.
Yes, all those lightsabers from Jedi he killed over
I didn't know any of that. I knew that part.
Exactly.
I didn't know any of the other part.
That's fucking cool. Exactly. But of course, they don't tell you that cool shit. They just like show you this asthmatic robot.
Like, they don't. The Sith get the shaft. Quite
He's
often.
not even a Sith. He's just a robot who killed Jedi and stole their lightsabers.
Yeah, he's a serial killer. He's Dexter.
All the Sith are all like the really, really badass Sith are all in books that they're no longer considered canon.
Yes,
great.
Like Darth Revan.
That's great. Great for the series and the franchise.
Great for the franchise.
I mean, it's great for
This
people.
game's got a story. You
wanna
just got to
read
go
books.
read this book about it. This movie's got a
Read
story.
this
but
novel.
Character's got a story, but you got to like go hunt down
Hey.
this obscure book.
The books are better anyway. I'm better off. Stop
that I
making
have
Star
no
Wars
doubt
movies. Just
about.
make more books. Just make more books. The hell with these movies. Make more
Like the
books and make
books.
more series.
I'm
Make
upset
more
that we've
series.
talked
Make
about Star
more
Wars.
series. Hey, look. I'm talking about Star Wars, all right? You give me
You
a
and
Star Wars
Jack.
opening, I'm taking it.
I used to
Star
be
Wars is great.
more into Star Wars. I did. I went through a Star Wars
If they had
phase.
better bad guys, you'd probably be more interested.
I would. Yeah.
Our
They do
mutual
a
friend
terrible
is
job with their bad guys.
making a
But
Star
they make
Wars
them look so
podcast
cool.
series, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
You could just shout her out.
Yeah, Crystal Storm. She's making an
It's okay.
audio podcast Star Wars drama.
Remember the
And
cookout.
it's kind of like Sith heavy.
Yeah.
But
It's
it's just
interesting.
like her own take.
Yeah, because
Yep.
she's a writer.
So
She's
why
writ-
not?
She's she's written some cool books and things.
Yeah, I
like
don't
that,
have
science fiction.
no offense, and I hope that it's awesome, but I have time to listen to somebody's personal theories about a franchise.
No, it's not a theory. It's like an
It's
actual
not a theory.
like, show.
It's like she's a
Like a-
writer. So she wrote
Right,
a
but
story.
I mean, it's just like her own story. It's not like a
Yeah,
part of
audio
the
drama.
franchise. She's not a part of the, canon.
yeah,
I
it's
mean,
not
that's
canon.
everything.
It's like
That's everything.
that's
at this
everything
point.
now. Star
Shit.
Wars,
They killed everything. Everything is just legends. It's not canon.
pretty much. That's essentially what her story is. It's a Star Wars legend story. So
I got you. Okay,
All right. Enough of this Star Wars nonsense. It's time to get out of here.
please.
That'll do it for this PSVG podcast where we went all over the place. Feel free to holler at us on the Twitters at PSVG. Subscribe on the YouTubes. And check out our Discord. Maybe bring Donnie back. Or just follow him on Twitter at Eat the Hype and just harass him there. Tell him how bad his takes are there. Maybe he'll come back to Discord. I don't know. I highly doubt it.
go on his DMs.
Well, with that, play some video games.